McGee.
Go live.
OSHA Goblin. What is that?
Yeah, the OSHA Goblin. I saw that the other day. I was like, oh my god, I have to find that and print it. I'm gonna do a little print and paint. Put that with my other goblins. Maybe he'll be inspecting the construction of the Trojan pig.
Do we not want to get going? Okay, there we are live now. It just took me forever to get it registered. Alright, cool. Welcome again. And I think I was looking at edit playlist notes, and this is actually episode 6 of The Old Ways of Spero. I am Benito, your DM. And on to our new episode title, Finding the Way. Which seems to have a lot going on, because last we left, we had defeated the first of the Black Zodiac, and now the town is trying to find its direction in terms of its leadership and answers. I only have 4 members at the current moment. Several more are on the way, but we wanted to get going because this is a bit of a... There's still a town building thing, and we have some individual things going on, so this will give us an opportunity to do that. So from the top of the list there, we can... Matt, if you introduce yourself and who you're playing.
Good evening, I'm Matthew. I play Falsa Doom. He is the current commander of the town guard, and is a bit of an easygoing, laid-back town sheriff kind of guy.
Tyler?
All right, I'm Tyler. I'm playing Tyros Roanoke, a half-elf druid, new to the campaign. This is the 3rd session. A lot of fun so far. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I got some animal companions. I got Pistachio the squirrel there. There's a new model for. Pretty excited about.
Yeah. All right, and Jen?
I am Jen. I am playing... I can't speak tonight. That would be great. I'm playing Lady Carowyn Cadell, daughter of Lord Cadell and Lady Cadell, who are currently indisposed, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do with this. I mean, run my town.
At least your tongue's having your issue, not actually your head equipment, so we're all good. And Jeremy.
Yeah, this time.
Jeremy, I'm playing Yadro. I'm the town tailor and mysterious character of the Raven Queen and potential follower of the Dark Lady.
Potential follower of the Dark Lady. Well, that's Jeremy in a nutshell for you. Yes, indeed. And I think we can get his mic on at the same time as he fixes his box size. Hello?
Hello all. Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Oh,
Excellent.
Introduce yourself that you just got here. We're just at the introductions.
Hi. Excellent. Hi, I am Lee Wanika from Tabletop Journeys, and I am portraying Mshali, the scout for the group.
Okay. So like I said, for the town of Welshire, we have defeated the first of the Black Zodiac, a basilisk of some noteworthy size and power, so definitely not one of your usual. Made it towards, was heading towards the town, but you were able to intercept it. It did cost apparently half of the Welshire foxes, the people of Mshali, before you were able to corral it and defeat it. Some of you were turned to stone, but thanks to our weaver of the town, strangely enough, she was able to use the basilisk's ability to restore our couple of our compatriots. So that was fortunate. However, at this date, we have a couple players. One is not going to be able to make it. Elian is not going to make it, our friend Nate. And Balin, played by Stephanie, will also be a little bit late. but they have told me that they plan on hunting down Winston Powell Jr. And I believe Mshali was going to be a part of that, because that also had some links to possibly where his father and mother are, and they're heading in that direction, as far as I know. So we'll decide on that in a little bit when most of them are here. So Libanika, if you want to hold on a bit, you have that time. I'm going to put more or less go right to you, Carowin, since you have the town in its direction part. What would you like to do?
Well, outside of the game, we had discussed that I had sent
Francois?
Jean-Francois off to also go look for Junior.
Yep.
And or get him out of my hair, however you want to call it.
Sure, that was something that kind of happened.
And I had also stated that I was going to set up a point, like officially put him on my calendar, because I'm gonna be busy. So I could talk to Tulsa about, captain of my, guard of my house, all of those things.
Okay, so yeah, Tulsa, you're basically summoned to see Lady Carowin.
I would have been polite and made an appointment.
That is a summon.
That's called a summon.
Yeah, in my world, I'm calling it a summon. You can say as polite as you like, just because you're trying to be a little bit more delicate about it, but god damn it, you're summoned. Either way, arrange meeting. You're inside.
Heavy is the crown.
Yeah. You're in
But
the
where's
estate
the
house.
head?
Just the two of you. So, how about it? Go right ahead and tell a role play it out.
You asked to see me, Miss Carowin?
Yes, I did. We have. I feel a little bit like. I feel a little bit like. I won't say is that maybe we got off on the wrong start, but I wanted to make sure that we were on the right foot, if you will. And then two, I don't have, I have house guard, but nobody's in charge of them at this point. And I don't know who I can trust to be in charge of the house guard.
No,
Well,
you actually have no house guards.
Oh, I have no house guard. Okay, I thought it was just the head. Okay, so yes, I
They all
need house guard. Say
Yeah,
again.
they all ran off.
Right. I suspect that they were probably more loyal to Winston than anything else. So, again, I mean, I've been out of town for a while, so. Any thoughts? I welcome your input. I do respect your position, and I would like some input on that.
Well, the elder Winston had been kind of accumulating power quietly for the most part. Just kind of being delegated away from your parents. They had been doing less and less public view type of stuff, and Winston had just kind of stepped in, eased his way in, and was running things. So house guard was kind of all his and Junior's. And in that regards, you're correct. Their loyalty was certainly more towards the Winstons than your parents. Although there are loyal folks in this town to your parents, certainly. Where you're sitting right now, technically, your father's still in charge because he's still here, not dead. So you need to kind of accumulate that power for yourself and get the town to back your taking it. It's going to be a little difficult right now where Winston just kind of ran off. But you do have the the advantage of it being your rightful due is the eldest child of your parents. But I definitely think you should look at appointing or hiring some kind of guard for the house, especially with your parents. Well, I wouldn't say vulnerability because we can't get to them, but certainly their inability to be accessed.
Well, I mean, they are vulnerable in the sense of they can't exactly escape if somebody decided to complete the job, if you will.
Right. We're in a position where this house is the last fallback and last defense of everything coming towards us because they need to get to that circle as we understand it.
Right. Okay. I'm not asking you to find, and I don't certainly want to deplete your ranks. However, if you do have somebody that you think is either promotable or trustworthy or what have you that could be my head of the house guards, and then I think the two of us could go from there on interviewing, or they can go interview and we can hire from there. I don't want mercenaries. Mercenaries could always be bought with more money.
Well, the folks in the town that are most loyal to your family and capable are part of the militia for the most part. I'm sure there are some folks that are capable and haven't really stepped up to the militia. But you're going to find the ones that you can count on and the ones that are capable we're going to start in the militia to draw from those people. I suppose it depends on what you want from a house guard, because, previously they were horsemen, they were ceremonial, although I suspect they were decent fighters. I think they were picked more for their ability to, what's the best word? Impress upon others of their skill, not necessarily displaying skill.
So they were bullies, thugs, and intimidating.
In a polite, fancy guard kind of way.
Okay. You have given me much to think about. Again, if you know of a person that maybe you can do without to send my way, I would appreciate that. But you've given me a lot to think about.
Well, on a nice calm day, I can do without a lot of folks.
Somebody that I would want instead.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, on a nice calm day, I got plenty of extra folks that we could certainly detail to be in guards of the house. But on a busy day, the numbers get kind of thin for the amount of work we have to do. I mean, my right-hand man, of course I'd promote him, but I don't think he's a horseman. So I guess the first thing you need to figure out is what kind of guards you want, what kind of guards you need. We need to secure the house, so we might need to look more towards non-horsemen. In that regards, we need somebody that can fight hall to hall.
That's more what I'm thinking, and I want people who are capable, or at least capable of being trained in a relatively quick manner. I want actual guards. I don't want ceremonial. I mean, perhaps sometimes that's necessary, but it's not on my priority list. Protecting my family is, and especially right now that circle in my basement.
Well, beg your pardon, but if you value my opinion as you say, you need to not worry about the garden part. You got a town to run.
Well, see, that's why I need to get a guard, and I want somebody who I can trust in charge of them to do what needs to be done so that I can spend my energy on the townsfolk.
I can put out the word. I'll check out with folks around town, see who's interested,
I would
and then we
really
can figure out
appreciate
if
that.
they're qualified or not.
I would really appreciate that. Um, Dennett can also probably assist with at least figuring out who's capable and who's not, fighting wise. Considering he trained me and Tomas. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but he at least trained me.
Oh yeah, as I said, we got competent folks around town, whether they're loyal to your family or not, varying shades of gray in that regards. But we certainly have competent folk. We can come up with, I think, good numbers.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate your insight and yeah, I need to get, honestly, at some point this afternoon I need to get into town because I need to be seen, and I don't need to be heard. I need to hear. I need to listen. So,
Well, again, right now, with everybody knowing Winston's run off, and well, technically his dad's disappeared because I don't think we've really announced it yet, and Winston Jr.'s run off, and all the guards are run off, people are going to be wondering where your parents are at.
yeah, I need to figure out the official word on that as well. You're right.
Well, little honesty goes a long, long way with these folks.
Yes, but sometimes how you phrase something is just as important as why you say so. Yeah, that didn't come out the way I wanted it to. This is why I need to work on how I'm going to say it. I don't want panic in the streets.
And so I suspect mentioning the Zodiac would be bad because, if the town hears that there's, 15 superpowered monsters on their way here, people are going to run.
I agree. Speaking of which, the next one is supposed to be the poison dart, whatever that means.
My first thought goes to an assassin who kills from distance.
Mine as well.
Or a frog.
You're not there. Shut up. Maybe I was a little quick in having sent that chauffeur guy away. Okay. Thank you, Thulsa. I appreciate you. I have a lot of thinking to do.
As you wish, milady. I'll get back to work.
As will I.
All right, Yajiro, what would you like to do? Okay. Yeah, all right.
I said, not take a bite out of my sandwich. All right.
Oh, I see. Thank you, very polite.
So I know I told you I was working on new garb for Lady Carowin.
Mm-hmm.
Likely working on new garb for several people, but
Okay.
if I've completed the garb for Lady Carowin, for her to be a little more stately a little more the people's person, because I know she wants to try to be more, communicable with the people of the town. I would like to deliver that to her.
I'm gonna say it's probably going to be another day before it'll be ready because of the level that you want to do it at, and time wise. And a lot of this also this is in between stuff. Like I imagine you're gonna take a break and walk away. And are you staying at the estate? Have you tried to arrange that, or are you going back to the inn, type of thing? Like, sort of now in between time of not doing that, what would you be doing?
So I know every morning I want to check on the circle. So it might actually make sense if I speak to Lady Carowin about staying at the estate.
All right. Well, Lady Carowin, you have another scene with another player. Go ahead.
So here's a question: how do you actually approach the inside of the estate? Because obviously, if I knock on the front door, chances that you're going to hear me wherever you are in this mansion, like estate, not super high, and I doubt there's a doorbell.
Well, there are 2 guards. They'll let you in. They're just not house guards. They're the town militia, who are just being sort of more or less assigned that duty because there are no more house guards. But inside there's nobody in there that are of the old house guard type of regime. So
okay.
And you are the house tailor, so you can go in and out anyways. It's not going to be an issue of they'd stop you unless there was a reason just for them to say they want privacy or something like that going on.
Fantastic. Okay, so yeah, I'll just walk into the manor then, looking for Lady Carowin. What room do I find you in?
My father's office.
Okay. As I slowly open the door, I will also knock on it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're saying that. Okay, then in a distracted way, you're going to hear enter, and you're going to see her at the desk with her head in her hand, and she's feverishly writing something out, and occasionally just crossing it out and then starting again, kind of a thing, mumbling to herself.
You okay, Lady Carowin? Having some trouble?
What? Hi. Hello, Yajara. What can I do for you?
Well, you look a little flustered. Should I come back?
It depends upon why you're here. What don't I have to do? I have to do everything. I have to read these account books. I don't know what the hell Winston's been doing. I have to figure out what my father does and doesn't know about what's been going on, so that I know what to act or not act on. I have to figure out how to tell everybody about my parents. I need to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with Tomas. I'm sorry. That's not why you're here. Yes, Yajaro, what can I do for you?
Well, relating to the tasks you have ahead of you, I would probably lean on those folks that you know would be willing to help you. As far as perhaps speaking with the town, I might lean on Ian, since the town favors him anyway. I would definitely lean on Thulsa as far as anything that has to do with the protection of your town. I wouldn't try to take all the burdens on yourself. It's just going to run you ragged, and we have other more dangerous things to worry about.
I hear you, and I appreciate what you're saying, but until I can figure out who some of those people are that I can trust, aside from a small select few people, I don't know who I can trust.
Understood. Well, I'd like to think that you could trust me. I've obviously been the tailor for your parents for quite some time, even when you were gone. And the question that I came to ask you was if it would be alright if I stayed in the estate, seeing as I need to check the circle every morning, or I'd like to check the circle every morning. And I'm also working to complete a new garb for you and a few others. And I think it would just be a little easier if I could have easy access to the circle, easy access to you. That seems weird to say. Not exactly how I meant it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um.
You're getting flirting on all the time now, lady.
What first? Okay. Yes, I think that maybe you should. Um. I just realized I missed an important figure. In my people who work in the estate list. You know what? Why don't you talk to Jonathan? He was my father's valet, or is my father's valet. Hopefully he wakes up, we get this figured out. Hopefully he can find a room for you. Introduce you to Meredith, his wife, who runs the kitchens, so she knows there's another mouth to feed. New garb. Why? She's in her leathers. She's in armor, or at least part of her armor. What's wrong with this?
Well, milady, when it comes to approaching the town, I'd like to think that you want to be just better than them, but not to a degree where they would feel envious, but to a degree where they would respect you. And in order for that to happen, I need to give you something fresh, something that when they see you, they will think warmly of you and you will be welcomed. And it will allow you to approach them and have the conversations that you're looking to have with them about these upcoming turmoils that we may go through.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. So you're saying nothing like extra corsety, dressy. Like if for some reason I get invited to a ball, can we restrict those kinds of things to that? You're not expecting me to walk through town in a dress?
No, milady, nothing large and frilly. I know you don't favor those types of dressings.
Then your ace is by me. Tell you what. Talk to Jonathan about that if you're going to need me for fittings. I've kind of been leaning on him a little bit since he doesn't have as many duties, since father isn't exactly running around at the moment. Yeah.
I mean, I imagine he still has the same duties for you.
Well, no. The way that it typically works is a lord has his valet and a lady has her maid, and I have too much of this to have a valet.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, we can change that. We could strap you down, and you'd be less busty, and then you could have both.
I'll think about it. No, I'll think about it.
Although, I think, what was his name? Jean? That odd gentleman.
Yes, yes.
I think he is quite the fan of your bust, so we may have to work around that.
Well, he's not here at the moment, so. I don't think we need to work around that at all at this time.
Understood.
Why is it always the bust? So, yeah.
Okay. And she's gone.
And she closes the door on
Yeah,
me.
she shuts you out. All right, Ash, what would you like to do?
As far as when? I'm sorry, I'm late, so...
Basically, some of the
When
group
are
are
we?
going to be heading to find Winston Powell Jr. And hopefully the leader of the Foxes. Pretty much I've left everything else. Carowin and Thulsa had a meeting, and then Yajiro wanted to check on something. So pretty much it is pretty much after the fight of the Black Zodiac. The first one, what are you doing? Is there anything you're trying to work on? Do you want to grab the people before they go? Anything like that. It's up to you. It's an open format.
Yeah. Ian was one of the people I wanted to talk to, but he is not on,
No.
so I cannot talk to him. But I would... what I was going to talk to him about was, and I could still do some of the work on it with some of the people in town, is I wanted to make a type of memorial or whatever for the people we've lost in this battle.
Mm-hmm.
So the Foxes and Town Guard that we've lost, I wanted to memorialize them some way.
Okay.
That was what I was going to speak to him about, but he's not around. But nonetheless, I would have approached the family members about it. I would want to tell the other members of the church that I intend to take the lead on this whole Black Zodiac thing.
Okay.
I know I'm technically not the highest ranking member, but I'm taking it on because I'm the PC. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I still get a little bit of hero wonder within my soul, so can't resist it.
Okay.
I would have spent some of my evenings working with my stepfather or stepbrother on building my own set of plate mail. Since I can't afford to buy it, I will use scrap metal and over time build my own set.
Okay.
With their help. They're both professionals, I'm just skilled.
Yeah, sure. They can start working on it.
And at some point, I would like to meet with Carowin and Thulsa together. But I see Matt is currently offline, so we'll have to wait till he gets back on.
We will. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, just normal stuff, really.
All right, that's fair.
Oh, one other thing. I took the Arcana. I took proficiency in Arcana, and there are some scrolls I would like to scribe of spells that are situational that I don't usually want to memorize. I have some money and some resources.
Yeah, we will get into that pretty much because it's going to be a little bit more costly to make that happen. But so
Yeah,
you can start doing
it's
you can
just-
start doing them, but they may not be as the rapid rate that you're looking for.
No, I know they don't go quickly either. I know that. So.
Yep. Cool. All right, Shale, was there anything you wanted to do before your little ensemble takes off? And you are aware of the ensemble.
Yes. So before I leave, I would go to my father's home
Mm-hmm.
and get some small trinket or item, something that he found or used. It doesn't have to be anything of great importance, but something I would identify as uniquely his. And I will put that in a pouch for myself that I carry with me.
Okay.
I will also take a small handful of dirt from my father's home and put that in in the same pouch with it. and carry that with me. And it's basically just a ritualistic means of saying of connecting who I'm looking for with where I wish to bring them, and carry that with me.
Okay. When you exit your house, there is a little girl, very familiar little girl, out your door.
Hello, young one.
Where are you going?
Away for a little while.
Is anybody gonna watch your house?
I assume there's at least one person that will keep an eye out on the house.
Who's that?
Probably you.
Oh, right, yeah. It's gonna cost you.
I don't think so.
What do you mean? I don't think so.
I'm guessing that because every time I come here, you seem to be watching it,
Oh.
and
Well,
I've
I'm gonna
never paid you
stop.
before.
Well, Lady Balin pays me.
Lady Balin pays you to watch the house.
She pays me for watching some things.
Like what?
Secret.
Like what?
Secret.
I'm good at keeping secrets,
I'm not allowed to talk to you about it. You're not a lord.
but you just did.
Not what the secret
No, I'm
is.
not. But you've given me enough information I could probably find it out on my own, which is the same as telling me, so you might as well save me the trouble and tell me.
Are you her bodyguard?
There is nobody who cares more about Balin's safety than me.
Oh, her boyfriend. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just watching.
I did not say
for-
that.
What?
I did not say that.
About what?
But you were saying,
About who I was watching?
yes.
You asked me to.
Okay.
Okay. Good
So
luck.
who are you watching? Who are you watching?
Strange people.
Like who?
If they're strange. Out of
Oh,
towners.
so you watch anywhere that there are out of towners,
Yep.
but not specifically my house.
Sometimes. Well, I know that you'll come back to this house with your girlfriend, so.
Again, I did not say that, but
Secrets kept with me. Unless she bribes me with candy, and then I'll tell her.
my fear is that she would probably not be happy with that title, and so I would rather not make her displeased with me or
Well-
anyone who might say something that would make her displeased.
Oh. Are you her plaything, and you're not supposed to talk about it because you're not noble?
I do not know what plaything means.
I don't know. My mom says it.
I think that maybe your mother should say less, but I must leave. But I thank you for your time and conversation.
Bye.
Goodbye.
All right, you have left the inquiring eyes of a young little girl.
Yep.
Anything else you need to do besides the house?
I trust that a person of the cloth will keep some level of confidence, so I wish to find Ash because I have questions.
Okay. Well, it looks like
I see you coming.
Ash, you have a scene.
I see you coming.
Excellent. Hello, Ash.
What's up, Sully?
I'm confused, and I somebody said something, and I'm not familiar with it, and I did not understand.
Okay.
But I also don't want like everybody to know.
Okay.
What does plaything mean?
It's like a toy. Somebody, something that you play with. It's what you've never heard of a plaything, like a toy, whatever.
Well, it was said in reference to a person, and I did not understand that.
As in, they're a plaything.
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean that's just a like friends with benefits. Somebody who you're discreetly hooking up with. Somebody you don't know this term. Come on.
What are these benefits, and what do you mean by hooking up? I hook up hooks to lines to catch fish.
Are you seriously not catching on to this? It's in a sexual way.
Oh.
Like a discreet relationship that no one knows about. Or is known about but not acknowledged. Who's plaything here? I'm intrigued.
It was something said, and I didn't understand. I'm still trying to make sure I understand things before I speak on them. I would hate to use a term incorrectly and cause offense.
No, that's fine, but who's talking about whose plaything? I mean, come on, you can't hit me with this and not tell me the answer. I won't say anything. You have my word.
Just something I overheard. But thank you. I need to get ready for the mission. But you've been very helpful.
I'm glad I could help you on that.
You may insight him.
Oh, I know he's hiding something. I don't even need an insight to know
Okay.
he's hiding something. He's deliberately not telling me something, and I'm letting him not tell me. I don't need insight to realize that he's embarrassed by something, and
Okay, fair enough.
I'll let it go. He's a good friend of mine. I'll give him I'll give him this one.
All right. After all that gets wrapped up, one of the guards will let you, Lady Carowin, and Thulsa know that Brother Ash has set up wants to see you. So the three of you will now meet in the estate. So, Ash, you will come in to see them.
Sure. So my concern at this point, we successfully intercepted the basilisk outside of town and took care of the problem outside of town. We can't guarantee that'll happen with any of the other dangers coming. I think it's time that we put extra effort into actually fortifying the town and with a fence, with a palisade, whatever, and definitely fortifying and protecting the state house, your home, so that we can better defend it if we can't intercept these things before they get here. We can hope that we can meet them out in the field, but we're never going to guarantee that. And your house is not defensible, really.
Especially since we don't know entirely what it is that we're looking for.
Exactly.
I mean, some of the names that we had were pretty obvious. Like the basilisk, the serpent. I don't know what the poison dart is going to be.
Okay, Lady Carowin.
Yeah, we don't know how. I mean, and even with some of these, a wall may not help, but even something as high as 10 feet with a small walkway around it would help keep something away from the house.
Okay, Lady Carowin, Ash, please roll history. Thulsa, you may roll history, but at disadvantage.
Roll, die, roll.
10.
Taking a sweet time.
10.
Settles on a
16. Cool.
16.
I had a 14 with a disadvantage.
Disadvantage, cool. All right.
I apparently didn't pay attention in class.
No surprise. All right, Ash and Thulsa, you will know that Castle Azarian does, or Azarian Keep, does distribute stone from dwarven quarries. Like, that is access to a lot of the human kingdoms. It isn't cheap, but it is available. Or you can go with the abundant of wood that's around the area.
I mean, I would prefer stone, but I'm pulling up the map now to get a better look at it. Azarian Keep is a ways away. Oops.
The thing about Azarian Keep, though, you do know it is a very... Ash, you know this more because you study. It can be very pricey to a lot of the common people, especially, or certain other nobility. It is in line to the old blood of the Khazgoroth Castle, is what they say. Whoever is in streamline of it is not very cool about giving it up. It's been used a few of the stones to more or less repair Khazgoroth, and it is reason why many of the cities around you, like even Greyheim, do not have castle walls that you're aware of. So only Khazgoroth is the only walled city that uses that distribution from it.
So they owe fealty to Khazgoroth, or at very least are aligned with them.
You do know, I'm just saying, yeah, for a wall, but you do know, like, there are some other places. Breckenvale has a bit of a wall. You maybe think Harvesvale. There might be like estates and stuff like that. They use stone. Like the manor that you're at right now is stonework that probably came from up there.
Right. It's not terribly far now that I look at it, but we'd have to do business.
You have to do business outside of Welshire, yes.
Yeah. Well, and outside of Greyheim.
Oh yes.
Which is technically where we're aligned to, but that would be up to Carowin and her desire to see where she wanted to do, where she wanted to place alignments or do favors for who. I would suggest it. Stone is better. Wood is a good thing to start with. It's better than nothing, which is currently what we have now.
Well, I agree with you 100% on that. My only concern is I don't know what the coffers look like. I don't know how much money is available, and I do not want to, I don't want to raise taxes or anything. I mean, there's going to be a lot coming, and I don't want to beggar my own people.
No, it's understood, but we can also take advantage of the workforce we have here in the town guard and such to do a lot of the manual labor.
Not the guard. I'm thinking actually we should probably have woodsmiths that we can hire from town.
We could also hire woodsmen from Greyheim if need be.
If we need to. I'd prefer to hire from town.
Right.
And if there's nobody available, then yes, we can go outside of town. But I'm not trying to close this off, but I also want to support my own people, especially because, again, I don't know how much... if we have a harsh winter, I don't know how much money I have to help, and I want to be able to, but I don't know what I have. Winston left the count books in ruins, and I need to figure out what's going on with them.
There's all kinds of places you can borrow money from as well, in that you've got ties back to Greyheim, could seek out help from Kaundatera, even Khazgoroth for favors for the stone if you wanted. You're the current nobility. You have the the power, the cachet, as it were.
Well,
I'll help however I can.
I might suggest, at least in the immediate short term, not to request help from Greyheim. Because with the actual Lord and Lady being indisposed, Greyheim could send other nobility here to run the town.
Okay. Yeah.
Lady Caroline at least needs to establish herself and get the town's confidence in her noble lineage to, to be in charge, so that she can weather any kind of change that Greyhound might want to make.
Well, then I would suggest we at very least start wooden palisades around the townhouse and the estate. And if we run on hard times, we then at least point out, hey, we've done what we can. This is where we need help. We don't need nobility. You could always ask for aid from the Church of Cross and Kellam de Terra. But that's a whole nother allegiance that you have to deal with.
Ben, is there palisades around the whole town, or is it...
So, give me a history check. This one you can do at advantage. This is taught to all Greyheim nobles.
15.
Okay. Greyheim are very proud people. They are riders, so they like the ride out, meet, and come back type of thing. And they're super, super brave. They've never really had to hole up. They're very go out and engage. As far as you've known, Greyheim has never been even attacked by anything. Beast, undead, or anything like that. The city up to the northwest, Kazgoroth, has been attacked a dozen times. And has been sieged and all sorts of different like that. But Greyheim has never had to deal with that. They tend to send their armies out to go deal with the problems. And they boast the Greyheim riders, which are the most legendary riders that the world has ever known. But they do have battalions of rangers and footmen that will go out and do things. And then they have, knights and stuff that will go out and champion around the causes. The southern part of Alanis is pretty well patrolled by a lot of defending people, even though it's a very hostile land. So there isn't really any other forces that have been known to be, being attacked. The battles have mostly been between Morheim and Kellam de... What did I just call that? Kellam de Terra, on the far right. And then north, where that lone mountain is. Carlock's Hold, Hughesmere Keep, they fight. Their area has a bunch of goblinoids and stuff like that. They fight a ton in this area. There's a lot of battles. Up here at Fang's Keep, the dwarves have held the undead in the north and fight variation tribes that Northmen that aren't looking to be with man. Like form any type of allegiance. That has been a battle site for that you know of. In the far east, you've heard of wars, but you've not heard like them being attacked by any specific other nation. So most of that happens in those spots there. You've heard that there has been incidences on the very far west. There have been towns that have been out there. Some are now completely been destroyed and overtaken by forces of the undead. Everything coming from Ashton City just seems to go down that entire peninsula from the river and does most of the attacking. So the Shire area, what it's called there, has pretty much just avoided all that type of heavy use of campaigns. So most people just will have an army. They're usually small bands, no more than around 400 to be the max you'd ever see of a war band or an army of a certain city or town, and engage. And they're very brief, and they're not usually for a substantial territorial taking.
Okay. Ash, are you willing to head up the effort of hiring woodsmen to build palisades?
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't have the money. I will.
No, you're gonna have to come back to me for that. But if we can at least get them started. And if we have time, I think that we should build a palisade around the town.
Okay.
I think it's a two-step process around the estate house and then around the town.
Agreed.
Okay. Put in your notes to start getting that done. Tyros, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, I know that Oak and Spruce was looking for to see me in person, and it sounded somewhat urgent, so I'd like to go visit him.
Okay, so you're gonna just leave the town?
Yeah, I don't know who's around. If anybody wants to come along.
Well, you can find anybody at this point, except for unless you wish to deter the band that is going far west. They're not going to go to where your guy is unless they're on their way back, maybe, which is Mshali, Ian, and Balin, and 2 other people that you've not known. But that would be something that you'd have to decide getting. Otherwise, the other one is Lady Carowin, who's running the town, or trying to. Thulsa is the captain. Ash is one of the priests, and Yujiro is making clothes. So
sounds like everyone's well enough occupied. I'll leave everyone to their things, and Pistachio and I'll go find Oak and Spruce.
Well, the thing is, you do have touched up the town, but remember, you have now seen that there's a heightened amount of danger. So you came to the town for a reason.
Yep.
So if you just take off and nobody knows you're out there, then you could be in a little bit of danger.
Maybe I should check on Britt before I leave.
Okay.
Let her know to let everyone know where I'm going.
Where are you going?
To see Oak and Spruce.
And who is Oak and Spruce?
Oak and Spruce is an old tree ant friend who recently reached out to me, and I need to go see in person for an urgent matter I'm not yet aware of.
What is a treant?
Living sentient tree.
You're gonna go talk to a tree?
He's an old friend.
Alright, and you're just gonna go take your little squirrel out there to go talk to a tree by yourself?
I need you to let everyone know that I will be back. I'm hopefully we'll have some kind of information about everything that's going on.
If you think it's safe, I mean, I can't really stop you.
All right.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. I'll see you when I'm back.
She'll give you a kiss on the cheek. Okay. So, Tyros, you're going to go out. Give me a survival check as you're going to slowly look for your old friend. Ooh, it's going to take a bit. That basilisk must have ruined a lot of your old walk paths.
Now, I have a question. Can I add some flavor here? If I wild shape into a horse, can I keep my winged boots on and go like Pegasus style?
It would assume that it would. No, I won't. It won't do that. But it will get. Everything will be incorporated in your body.
Okay, but I won't be able to maintain the function of the winged boots in that case?
No.
Damn. That would have been cool. All right, so for the increased speed, though, I'll wild shape into a horse and have Pistachio hop on my back and see if I can go find Oak and Spruce a little faster.
Okay. Ash, on your way back to the church, damnedest thing.
Yeah.
There is a very chestnut mare horse just riding out of town. You almost would have thought for sure it was one of the estate's horses, but it's a little different breed that you're sure of. But a freaking squirrel is holding onto the hair, and like that's the rider going out of town.
And there's no saddle or anything either.
No. The squirrel doesn't seem to have one, but he's holding on pretty well, and bobbing his head along is this chestnut mare just heads out to the city. I mean, out of town.
God, I hope
gonna,
it's a stallion, not a mare, because a mare's a girl.
Oh, I'm sorry, horse. Thank you for the
I'm
correction.
gonna keep an eye on that for a minute till it goes out of sight and just see where it's going and see if
Out of
there's
town.
anything odd because
Gone.
bolts.
Bolt
All right.
running.
Noted, I guess.
All right. Okay, Shale, you're gonna take the
Actually,
group.
you know what? I'm gonna ask somebody about that. Like, did anybody see that horse just run out of town? Whose was?
What was on the horse,
Just
brother?
passing by on the street.
A horse with a what on it, brother?
Yeah. There was a horse and it had a squirrel riding the back. Did anyone else see that, or was I imagining?
You're funny, brother. Squirrel. Good one. Good joke.
Yeah.
Nobody
All
believes
right.
you.
I don't believe it myself.
Okay.
Like, that's crazy. If I have to trust my own eyes, though.
All right, Shale, you're gonna lead the group out. So you have Magdalene and you have Jean-Louis, right? Yeah, no, Jean Francois.
Another Jean?
Jean Francois.
Oh, okay.
I had to check the name. I couldn't remember what it was. Got so much of my thing picked up. You're the ranger. You're taking the lead out.
Yep, I am. I'm basically gonna go do my scout thing. I'll keep my distance relatively close, unless I catch something that would make me think it's necessary to go longer out. But I will check back periodically, so I won't go more than an hour without checking in. If I think things are getting hairy, I'll shorten that time frame to a half hour or 15 minutes as need be. Basically, the more danger I assume, the shorter the check-in interval will be, and I'll
Okay.
communicate that when I'm back.
Sounds good. All right, we'll come back to you. Dulce, you've had a couple meetings. Anything you would like to establish?
Right now, I mean, I've got a couple of directives. I've got to kind of figure out who might be a good house guard. Of course, I set up Yolan, but I have the woman who's already acting as leader of the house guard insofar as the assigning her to organize the guard in the house. So I'm thinking if I leave her in place and suggest Yolan as the overall house guard commander.
Okay.
I mean, as my right hand, I'd hate to lose him, but I also trust him the most to handle securing the Lord and Lady.
All right.
I'm gonna set him up as my suggestion for Carowin's selection. But I would also recommend that we keep the current. And I apologize, with my computer dying, I don't have my notes of all the names, but the sergeant woman that I
Endolin?
direct.
So Endolin will be helping with Yolan. So Yolan is in command. Endolin will be the other member.
Right. These are
Okay.
obviously right now. I will detail them as the current guard to do it.
Yep.
Have Yolan start getting things set up the way he wants, figure out the best things, but letting him know that my suggestion to Carowin is to promote them to house guard kind of thing. Right now, we're still militia. We're taking on those responsibilities, and I will be suggesting they get promotions, so to speak. But I can't make that decision 100%. But it's time we started organizing in preparation for it.
Okay, so Jen, do those two names work for you?
I apologize. I heard everything else that you said except for the names.
It is Yolan, that you do know that is Yajiro's brother. And Endolin is just some... You know she serves in your militia. You're not sure of... I guess he would have told you she's the master sergeant. She's the sergeant of the group. She's an older woman. So those the two have been recommended to serve you.
And what was her name? I'm sorry.
ENN. I'll actually type it in the notes.
Okay.
I've got to go through the chat and pull out all that info again and redo it into a document. And I would also mention to Yolan at some point that he needs to keep an eye on his brother because his brother's doing a lot of wiggly finger stuff and is claiming to be a follower of some unknown goddess. I don't know if he's using that to cover his wiggly finger stuff, but he's standing out.
Do not worry, Dosa. It is something that we must do. We must always work at edge in the darkness because we are from Morheim. If you don't play in the darkness, you don't often see things coming from your blind side. My brother will be fine. Very honorable.
All right, my friend. That's what you say. That's what I believe.
I believe it myself in my whole heart. I'll keep eye on the lady for you. No worries. So, was that a yes on the 2?
Yes.
Okay. So, Yujiro, you will now see your brother more often because now he is at the stake.
It's about time.
About time. I'll move them up as well. All right. Is there anything the party would like to do outside of things? Oh, excuse me.
Well, I've certainly got to get the town not under control, but I've got to get my ear on the people here and see who's upset that Winston's have run off or disappeared or who's not upset and start the...
Okay. Give me an investigation roll.
All right. And I will add a superiority die to that.
Okay.
As soon as I get back to that screen. So, investigation. Not intimidation, investigation.
Wow. Okay.
I'm still adding my handy dandy new and improved D8 superiority die. So 29 total.
All right. More or less, the old Wolf Pub. Sable there. What you're hearing out of them doesn't really bother either way. Business is business, trying to keep things kind of track. Anyone kind of new coming in. Some of the patrons are curious. There's like interest in seeing what kind of activity will be going on. There is buzz that there was some activity that happened outside town. No one's quite sure what attacked the town or was coming toward the town. They do know some of the men went out there. And there is a buzz about the foxes being at half strength. Like many of the foxes being missing or have come back, sort of less being known as deceased. There has been some weird activity at the Weaver shop, but you're not really sure what. A lot of the other people are, especially at Mr. Montago at the carpenter shop. He's a little worried because apparently there's been a lot of funds and supplies that he's been helping ship out to Breckenvale. Also, John Chaucer at the leather shop has also been helping with a lot of that stuff. And Mowbray at the pottery shop. And even Ash's stepfather, Dorel Ferris. They've also been putting stuff. It seems to be getting a lot of business because stuff was going to Breckenvale, but that was mostly head by Winston. The other people, the jewelry shop, owner, the costume shop owner, they don't really seem to care. That doesn't seem to have much of a different business to what's going on with that. Your guard, partially, there's been whispers of they're a little getting nervous because they don't know what happened to the Welshire riders. They heard that when you guys went out, they took off west, and no one really knows why that happened or why they're doing it or anything. So there's a bit of fear that there's some things going on that they obviously don't know nothing about.
Okay, so insofar as the town guard go, I will work to allay their fears by saying that we're still keeping an eye on everything. I have partial information. I will bring everybody together and explain what we can in a meeting soon. I'll leave it kind of vague in the time frame of it.
Okay, if you're keeping it vague, I want you to roll persuasion at disadvantage.
That is not my thing to do. 7.
Okay,
Damn.
you talk to them.
9.
You're just not sure if they believe it.
Right. I can't explain anything right at the moment, but I will fill them in when I can.
Okay.
Is Erical Copperlock in town?
Yeah, everybody's in town.
Well, he's the dwarf that runs caravan duty between Welshire and Breckenvale. So, is he currently in the town? I'll put up feelers. I want to talk to him.
Give me a percentage roll.
$72.
He is not in town.
Okay. In finding out that he is not in town, is there an estimate of when he's going to be back? Is he like on the road?
Give me another investigation check at advantage.
Looking for how long he's been gone and what his normal turnaround is. 24 with advantage.
You happen to know he went to Breckenvale.
And what I think he's on his return leg, or is he on his outbound leg?
Oddly enough,
Timing.
you're a little suspicious because you found out that he has a lot of ties with Winston.
I figure he's been part of moving stuff, so he would have some information, but he may have too much information, right?
He might have too much information.
All right. Well, I'm sure that'll take up quite a bit of my time, so that'll be what I'm doing.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'd want to be keeping an eye on how the demeanor of the town is going, as far as what I now see as Thulsa's failed attempts to keep the town guard satisfied as to what's going on.
Investigation.
Probably. Well, I'm not good at that. I rolled well though. 19.
But I bet you're a heck of a persuader. You make a good.
Yeah,
I'm not a bad persuader.
Again, more or less, the town is. You get almost the same vibe of the town. The town is a lot of the material wealth of the stuff, the carpenter, the leather worker, all that stuff like that, seem to have been exporting a lot of goods to Breckenvale. A lot of the other places do internal stuff seem to have they're neutral in their behavior. You don't know You don't know anything about what's going on with the guard, but there are a little bit more heightened thing about the faith going that the people are feeling a lot more unnerved because they feel like bad omen stuff are coming to the town. That's what your church is reporting. People are confessing and stuff of that sort. Right.
And we're obviously trying to do everything we can to alleviate their concerns as they come to us.
Yep.
There's nothing can be done except one-on-one, basically. I have told the church what's going on, so they know what's going on.
Okay.
I mean, I need their help at some point, so.
Sure.
And I'm also going to, start hitting up anybody who does woodworking to cut lumber and find people that are willing to aid in the building of a wall, and it's paid work.
Okay. Well, you'll.
I would start with anyone who I know was faithful to cross.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to kind of. It's gonna be a little bit of a call out because Welshire has not been in the business of lumber. But there's likelihood as the news spreads that from different parts of the world that more people will come into it. Like I said, the carpenter guy, he's the only one that has been doing any things with wood, but he doesn't necessarily go out there and chop, a bunch of stuff for, to build a building. So
where do we get woodsmen to do this then?
Mostly the Foxes dealt with anything on a minor level.
So I will ask our woodworker, where's the best place to recruit some of these people? There aren't a lot of these people who live in the woodlands outside of town, are there?
Yeah, there are people out there that are individuals, loners, lumberjacks of their own, and
there are woodsmen.
Yeah, but they just need to know the call. I mean, it is an occupation, and Welshire didn't pay anybody because they didn't do it a lot. Maybe if they built a building, they would get some of those guys. They would come in and do it, and then they would go back to wherever. So it's a matter of call and getting them.
Right. So I'll put the call out. I will start with him, obviously, and obviously the tavern because that's where people will go to drink and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the two big places, and basically anyone else, that the lady is looking to expand upon the estates and is looking to hire some good people to do some work. And it's on me to find the people.
Yeah. So, oddly enough, the carpenter is actually a woman, a 59-year-old woman, Marigold Montuga. She will help you put the call out and help direct people to start building. She can help once it gets there. She can help you build the palisade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I need.
Alrighty.
I need people. I'll lead them.
Okay. Tyros.
I'm still clopping along.
You are. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, D&D Beyond is like not having it these days. I might have to switch to regular dice.
That's fine. Just let me know what you get.
I got a 5.
Okay. Oh, I see what you, Bella. You're tromping along, and then all of a sudden there's a whistle, and you're struck in your flank, and you're brought out of your horse form pretty quickly. You tumble around. You don't know. You heard a squeak or something from Pistachio, and now you're on the ground. And it looks like kind of like near your side because the damage didn't transfer over, only a little bit. So 2 points into your body. There is an arrow, and it looks very familiar to goblin arrow fletching.
Ooh, goblins. All right, so I'm gonna sort of make myself small and try to spot them and see if I can find a spot for cover.
Give me a stealth check.
17.
Okay, and then a perception check.
8.
Okay, you feel pretty good. You went to ground pretty quick, but you don't know where they are.
All right. Trying to see what can I do. All right, so I'm on a road here, and I've gone to one side, and
No
what's
road. You were in the woods.
In the woods. All right.
Yeah.
No rough bearing as to where it may have come from.
No, that
Other
hit
than-
that
other
hit
than the fact,
that hit kind of knocked you out of form. You hit the ground, tumbled a bit, and then because you tumbled so badly and stuff, you kind of trying to figure out. You feel like you
what
might have been
direction?
able to duck and hide because of the amount of foliage. They could be looking for you as you are kind of sort of looking for them. But you do kind of know goblins enough to know that it probably ain't one.
Yeah. All right. Well, have I got Pistachio on my shoulder? Have
You have
I
no
found
idea.
Pistachio yet?
You crashed.
No
again.
idea where Pistachio is.
Took a hide.
I need to try to reach out to Pistachio, see if I can feel him or.
Give me another perception
Sal.
look.
12.
You do find Pistachio about 8 feet away, kind of like rubbing his head. He seems to have been fine.
Oh, buddy, come here. I'll pick him up. I'll put him up on my shoulder.
Okay. You and Pistachio are reunited?
We're reunited. All right, there's goblins somewhere.
He squeaks something into your ear.
What does he squeak?
Do you have animal speak?
Yeah, I should.
Squeak, squeaker, squeaking.
Squeaking?
Do I need to manually cast it?
Depending on how long it lasts. So if you were a horse a minute ago.
In this edition, it's only 10 minutes.
I thought me and Pistachio had a thing, where it was just like we were good.
You do have a thing. It's just how you express it. I can give you other ways to figure out. If you want to do an insight check with advantage, I will allow you to find different ways to interpret him. It's how you ever want to role play it out. We'll play a thing out. But actually speaking to him word to word, there are other tricks that you can develop as you grow into the druid you're going to be. Provided the goblins do not kill you here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's Golanus, not Redwall.
I feel like he was a Squirrel Scout, so...
A Squirrel Scout. Nice.
Yeah, he's my little buddy. All right,
Can't-
so I'm gonna
Can't hear you, Lee.
It's probably for the best.
I'm gonna climb the nearest tree, try and get some height advantage on these goblins. I'm gonna climb the nearest tree, and
Okay.
then cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and lean over to Pistachio and say, "Hey, buddy, go run around to the other trees, see if you can spot the goblins."
Okay, but be careful because they have bows. And he goes,
Yeah,
Zip
be
through.
careful because they have.
roll a stealth. Disadvantage because you're in a tree. Try climbing a tree. Nine. Okay.
9.
All right. Give me another perception check, and this I'll give you advantage because you are climbing a tree.
20.
All right. You do see a warband coming, and they're about 80 feet away from you. It is about a dozen of them, and 6 of them all have bows.
And they're goblins.
They're goblins.
I think that's a few too many for me on my own here.
You got this.
What are you saying, Matt?
He literally told him earlier before the session, Benito might kill you.
Yeah.
I'm taunting the situation. Go for it.
I said, he's like, I'm gonna die for that squirrel, and I was like, you just
You
might.
did say that too.
No.
For that squirrel.
All right. Well,
Never
gonna-
go it alone. Never go it alone.
with a band of
Tyros
goblins.
is never alone. He's the only party member who is never alone.
That's true. I got my squirrel.
Yeah. Except I'm thinking more meta. Never go it alone.
All right, well,
If you're playing a
That's true.
character,
keep it
never
into
go it
the
alone.
keep it in the game chat. Let Tyros figure out what he's gonna do here.
All right. I think I'm gonna have to get out of here, make it back towards town, see if I can get some help, and come back to here and fight these goblins. So I'm gonna get Pistachio's attention and get out of here with my winged boots.
Okay, stealth at disadvantage.
Ten.
Okay. Okay. 2 whistles, and then you see streaks go past that tree as you're climbing down. You were trying to get. I need another perception check to get Pistachio's attention because you told him to go look for them.
21.
Okay. You see him. It's a couple of trees away. He hasn't quite looked in your direction yet. He seems to be looking down at the warband.
Pistachio! Pistachio!
Now he looks. And the goblins definitely see him again more. Okay. He goes, you sure?
Come on, we gotta go!
We gotta go. Alright. Guess I don't have anything around me. Please add. What is your armor class?
12?
Okay.
It's not a good question to hear.
Jeez. This is not good, Tyros.
Uh-oh.
Not good at all.
They were further away.
They had bows.
That's true.
4 arrows strike you. Not one of them went past you. All 4 went into you. You take 25 points of damage.
Oh, no. I only have 19.
You black out. And hit the earth that you know.
Anybody see the elf? Nah, he runs off all the time. Elves are flighty.
Yeah. Give me 1 death save.
That's gonna get infected.
Where is the button for that?
Just a d20.
Oh,
To the little bottom corner. You just go up to the d20 and hit it. I don't think it does a 1 on that point. 7. That's a fail.
ugh.
You feel death's door. The next thing you know, you kind of blink open and you see Pistachio looking very worried, like sitting on your chest, looking down at you. There is a voice going, "Yeah, it looks like that magic helped. He'll be all right this time." And the scroll is saying something. Obviously, you don't know what it is because you've lost your magic. You look
So
around.
I'm waking up, looking
There
around.
is
What am I seeing?
there is a young girl with flaming curly red hair. Let us see. Give me an Arcana check, I guess, or you do an Arcana or
21.
wow, that'll work really well.
All right.
She's very young. She's in her young teens, what you can assume. Give me a medicine check on that, actually.
9.
Okay, you're not sure. She just seems younger than, young teen. She's human. She's a human girl, red lock flowing hair. What you're amazed is, for such a young girl, she's wearing, you're convinced, is enchanted, elven type, breastplate type of armor. It is like sort of orange in color and has like little flame licks that are designed around the avenue of her thing of the design of the armor. She has a very large spear that she's got rested against a tree, and apparently an empty bottle that you're assuming was sort of used on you.
Who are you? And thank you for saving me.
You're welcome.
And where are the goblins? Did you take care of the goblins?
Of course I took care of the goblins.
Amazing. And who are you?
A friend.
A friend? Have we met?
No, we have not
before?
met. Where are you from?
Here. Where are you from?
Well, you almost were permanently here, but I'm more like, where do you live around here?
Mm-hmm. I grew up in these woods. I have lived here my entire life.
Oh, you made an enemy of the goblins?
Not necessarily, but ran into them in my travels.
Climbing up a tree is bad against goblins.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, appreciate you saving me.
You're welcome. But
what are you doing out here?
I'm looking for something. Will you help me? You owe me.
I do owe you. I think I have to help you. What are you looking for?
A man.
Who?
He has lineage that I'm important to. That's what you need to know. I just need to know where you're so you're from the woods. You're not from an actual town.
I live out here in the woods, but have spent some time in Welshire.
Welshire. I see your ears are pointed. Are you elf?
Half elf.
Half elf. Of what half elves? What elves?
I am not close with my half elven roots. I'm sort of a loner out here on my own.
You got exiled?
My family was before I was born.
What did they do?
Quite a long story.
I'm curious, and it seems to be important now.
I think you might be asking a few too many questions. Who is it you're looking for?
Doesn't quite matter. I think you owe me your life.
I'm gonna put my hand on my staff.
I wouldn't try that. I'm beyond your skill.
Looking around for Pistachio. Where's Pistachio?
He was, well, I don't know if you fully. He's been right next to you. He was there when he was looking at your dying.
All right, so Pistachio's here. I'm gonna reach down to pick up Pistachio and put him on my shoulder.
Okay.
Then I'm going to try to take off vertically.
Okay. She quickly does something on a ring, and your magic just drops on the boots. And then she's kicks your legs out underneath your feet and puts the spear tip, holding the shaft right over you. That is not very polite. Now, your lineage, are you of people who have done bad things? Is this why your family was exiled? Elf?
No, no, just disagreements with their what's the word? Not townsfolk or kinfolk, but their people.
The way.
They wanted to be on their own.
Okay. What is your allegiance to Welshire if you're such an exile?
Well, I've spent my years in the woods on my own, minding to my own, and then only recently I've fell in love with a woman from Welshire, and now I've found myself in defense of the city with a number of incoming threats. So I think I just need to keep Welshire safe best I can to keep minding on my own and taking care of my own.
Give me a perception at advantage.
17.
You can't help. She is very clean cut in terms of all her attire. Like, whoever this young girl is, she didn't easily just tromp through like a long trek. You're kind of set at odd. You might be a hermit of your own, but it's not typical that even a warrior would be on their own in this world, by them, let alone by themselves. And for this one to be this young seems pretty absurd. So you're pretty much the hair on the back of your neck is kind of like standing up to this.
Yeah, and I'm still on the ground
She
here with the
is
spear.
even weirdly. Again, you're of the outside. She has very elegant earrings, necklaces on. She seems to be possession of like very ornate bracers and several rings of of the highest quality you can tell. Like the craftsmanship on that, you're so close to this young girl just seems like she would have to be some type of princess to some castle in whatever fairy tale book that your mother read to you back in the day. She doesn't seem very realistic. But also I will note, when she came at you with that quick little move, you've never, ever seen anyone move with such precision skill, even in the fighting men you just saw recently.
Something a little bit fishy. I'm gonna try to push the spear gently and say maybe we can start over and try to stand up.
You can't move the staff. This girl has unbelievable strength.
What is it you want from me?
I told you I'm looking for somebody.
I don't know who you're looking for. How I could help?
Well, if you can get inside the town, I want you to go in there and look for the person I need and then come back to me. Will you do that?
Who is it?
I'm not sure. All I know, there's a trail. I need you to start asking around.
All right.
Now, I can get to you now that I know you. I know you think you're of the woods, but I am of the beyond woods. So don't play me. Is that understood?
Understood.
Good. She puts the spear away and she just yanks you right up. Your name?
Tyros. Yours?
Diana.
Diana.
And with that, we'll go back to town. All right. Yujiro. The garb for Lady Carowin is created. You can start working on the others that you wanted to at this moment as well.
Fantastic. I wanted to start working on something a little fresh for Dulce and those that we have left of our current guard for the town. I want to same colors, but I want it, instead of being, whereas we had the knighted guard before, and then we had our town militia. I want something that says that the militia is no longer the militia. They are the guard of the town. So I'll be working on that as
Okay.
well.
Your brother also wants a cape.
What?
Your brother wants a cape.
Can I talk to him about this?
Yeah, totally.
No capes.
did,
We
did
can
he
definitely
come
do
to
the
me and
Incredibles
say
things.
he wants,
Yeah, he's
is
going
he
like,
with me
"Yo,
and
yo,
saying
yo.
he wants a cape?
I am now house guard. I need a cape. A really nice, elegant cape, man."
No capes.
What?
With the border.
No capes.
I gotta have a cape.
Capes are awful. You're gonna die because of your cape.
How am I gonna die?
Well, I'd love to have little flashback sequences of people dying with capes because
It
I
happens.
know that it happens.
Yep.
um, but that's not gonna happen to you because I'm not gonna make you a cape.
I want it to flow. Yajiro,
No,
I'm house
no
guard now.
capes.
Yajiro,
I'll make you a dress. If you want something to flow, I'll make you a dress. But I'm
I
not
am house
making you a
guard.
cape.
No dress. Cape. Like this.
No.
Why no?
How
Yajiro.
about a scarf?
Oh. Oh. I know you knew me well. You do a great scarf.
I'll make you a nice scarf.
Okay. So you'll be also adding that to your list of things to do. Thulsa, anything else of the guard that you so you've got the word going on, or you and Ash more or less.
No, right now I'm pretty limited in the sense of I need to get the town back in order. I mean, we've had a bit of upheaval here. We need to start getting normalcy back on the streets.
All right.
So it's right now until I'm given another directive. That's my time kind of set up. Definitely want to visit Michelle, make sure she's okay.
Okay,
Checking on her.
Michelle has been very involved with helping Ash take care of the royal family.
Yeah, and she's right now she's neck deep in responsibility. So I want to make sure she's, this is childhood best friend kind of situation. So we got to make sure she's okay.
Yeah, cool, absolutely, awesome. All right, so that's kind of going on. All right, so Shali. We need to kind of get your story progressing here.
Yes.
With 2 other players missing, but it is as it is. I'll play it along.
I got you.
There are no real issues getting to Breckenvale, but I will need a survival check. Well, no, you. Do you have this is your favorite terrain?
Yes.
You'd still give me a survival check just to kind of discern some other things. And that's advantage, of course.
Ooh. That was 4.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of traffic going on here. You basically aren't able. The one thing you are able to tell, there isn't a lot going. It seems like going to Welshire, but you did note it because a lot of this traffic seems to have gone in the last couple weeks to Breckenvale.
Okay.
But you also will not notice that it's anywhere deviating anywhere else. It seems to be like that's the path. Breckenvale to Welshire is definitely your activity kind of going on.
So can I think back because we patrol? Does this look like it's heavier traffic moving to Breckenville than traditionally I would see?
Well, now that you think about it, and you've been assigned a couple of times just by weird, halfway going.
Batteries died. Sorry about that.
No problem. I was just double checking. Going, what is
All
that?
right.
That's what it must be. So, your foxes have helped go out to about halfway to this point, where we're pretty much making this roll happen. So you've escorted caravans and stuff like going back and forth. that hasn't been odd, and because they're your most common trading partner, so that isn't that unique or different or strange or anything of that matter. It's pretty common practice. You're pretty well aware that has happened a lot. Your foxes have been assigned to it because you guys seem to have asked the least amount of questions about it.
Okay.
Is there anything of the group you have actually an opportunity to speak to any of the other NPCs that are there that you have very little knowledge of, but they seem to be embedded with Balin? I can have this conversation happen at any point, which would be a couple days, 3 days going out. So you'd have a watch session in between them.
Yeah, so I guess I would take first watch with one, second watch with another, and I'm no deceptive person, but I'm just going to have a general conversation about their skill set, what they've done, where they've been, and if they've been to places that my people have been when I still traveled. I would talk about things I've seen that were there, basically trying to get an idea of of their worldliness.
Okay, who would you start with? Let's before I want you to go too far because apparently we're gonna have some rules to that. Who would you start with day one having a watch with? So it's either Magdalene or Jean-Francois.
Francois.
Okay. So you will begin to kind of talk about what he's about. Give me, how would you like to figure out the type of person he is? Insight or persuasion or deception? How would you like to go about that?
So I definitely would be using insight to figure out the type of person he is.
Okay.
But there is actually some factual information that I just wanted, like where's he from, where's he been, where did he get his training. So those are like the three factual questions, and then everything else is couched in trying to figuring out his quality, his personal qualities. Can he be trusted? How far he can be trusted? That type of thing.
Okay. Give me persuasion, I guess.
Okay. Not my absolute best, but I'll take a 16.
Yeah. Jean-Francois you're finding him a very colorful character. You're also finding that he is clever as a cat. The conversation seemed like he kind of flirtations around a lot of little things in the conversations about a little about where he's from. He kind of puts some questions to you, to find out what you're about. But he seems to kind of like play little things. You've been around enough of your people as guardians of scouts that you are. He comes off looking like a floof from what he has, but as you sit with him and he's kind of like making sure everything is good, there are a number of, like, he's got a couple of daggers on him. He has the rapier that's by his side. There are a number of little tools around his belt and stuff. So you're looking at someone with some very well practiced city type of abilities that he seems to a lot of that. He hails from Calam de la Torre, so Far East, the big city. And he has a lot of... he seems to, like, again, he's very... He doesn't allow you to get too deep in what you're kind of fishing for the full backstory.
Okay.
You will also find out that he knows Balin a little bit, weirdly enough, that they're not friends, but he knows her through some it seems like from another contact or something.
One last thing. Throughout this conversation, do I pick up on any falseness with his accent? I've been around a lot of people, heard a lot of accents in our travels. Would I pick up any falsehoods with his accent? Like, is he putting on airs?
Investigation.
Straight up 9.
It seems authentic to you.
So, but that accent doesn't track with being from the Far East. So
No,
it's just
not
an oddity, but it seems legit.
not from that far east, like east.
Okay.
And it's not that far. It's the big city. You know,
Okay.
you've never been there. That city is one of the largest cities
Okay,
in
so-
Alanis.
All right.
So that tracks.
Sounds good.
Okay. Now you have Magdalene.
Okay. So, but I did not catch where he was from. He didn't tell me where he.
No,
Like,
he
where,
did told you. He's from.
Okay.
I keep getting saying the name. Kellam Latara, which is that far right. It's the major city under Morheim. He is from the biggest city.
Okay. Got it. And he did not divulge where he was trained or where he was right
You
before
don't
he
even
came
really
here.
know what he is clever. Like I said, clever as a cat. He knows what you're fishing for, and he continued to like change subjects to things like, hey, are you a little hungry? Do you want a little snack thing? There's nothing in the woods I see over there. What do you think about
Okay.
the group sleeping? Are they okay? You think they're in a good spot? Like he was like testing you about your little wilderness thing like that. Every time you kind of like went deep, and like you said, he's more practiced than you are. Like your social skills of inquiry are, strained as they are, and this guy is like he played you.
Got it. Oh, just based on what I've seen, I'm assuming he's a thief of some kind or a rogue of some kind. So,
Of some kind, yeah.
I mean, at some point in the future, I will probably use some thieves' cant and see if I catch any notice from him, like if he picks up on what I'm saying, kind of thing.
Insight
But,
at disadvantage.
Okay. An 11.
You did things enough to make him see it, but you didn't get any type of reaction from him.
Okay. Fair enough.
And Jean-Francois is also human. You do know that.
Okay. Excellent. All right, and you said the next one we had was Magdalene?
Yep.
All right. Pretty much the same thing. I'm just trying to kind of, kind of figure out what she's all about.
So insight again. Is that the way you're going about it?
And that's a 15.
Okay. Magdalene, is a strange look. That's strange. Yeah, it's strange. I guess strange. She's very attractive, but there's a strangeness to her, an exotic look to her. Like you swear to God, there's fire in her eyes. Like she gives off this warmth that isn't normal that you feel. You feel like there's a little bit of a radiance to her, which is, again, like odd. From what you're getting from what you got going on. She doesn't seem to be possessing of anything really warrior wise. You've seen mages rarely once in a while, but this one like isn't in the typical like big robes. She's pretty flamboyant about her body. And when you start asking her, poking about things, not really quite getting an understanding where she is, She goes, "So you're the watchdog of the party?"
I'm the scout. I watch for dangers without and within.
Well, I'll let you know, puppy. I'm dangerous.
I've never been referred to as a puppy before. I'm a bit older, but I see the reference with foxes and pups.
Ooh, you even go by your group name as little puppies.
I I, I think maybe you misunderstand. My people feel that knowing people from other cultures is the best way to make friends, to make alliances, to work together to build a better future. So I'm simply trying to get to know you.
Oh, what would you like to know?
Where are you from? Who are your people?
I'm from Ashton City. Those are my people.
I
You look a
it,
little nervous.
I wasn't aware that there were um, villages near there.
No, I'm from the inside of the city. Where are you from?
But
Are you from this Welshire place?
this is the place that we call home. We have been all over. My people have been all over. My family and the rest of the foxes we have chosen to settle here. A bit unusual for our people to find a permanent home. We are more generally more nomadic, but this was the best place for us.
Hmm. And now bad things are happening.
It is
It always happens that way. It's alright.
well, that's why I'm here.
Me too.
This place is important to my people, and therefore it's my goal to stop those bad things from happening.
You're a brave dog. I like it.
So, what do you do? Like I don't see armor or swords or bows.
Yeah. And she holds out her hand and fire erupts from her hand. I burn things.
Ah, so you are a sorceress?
I'm a bounty hunter. Mostly working in the dead part of collection.
And whose bounty are you collecting now?
A Winston Powell Jr. And I like to work
I
with people
see.
too. I'm a professional. We can get along.
I can see that. May I ask you a private question?
We're gonna get intimate with each other? I told you I'm dangerous.
I don't believe so, no.
You don't believe I'm dangerous?
I don't believe we're going to get intimate.
Oh, but you were going personal. That's where I thought we were going.
Um, I'm not one of fancy words, and I don't use one word to describe another thing. I usually don't even get that myself. Balin has asked me to work on that. I'm not good at that thing. Um, what was it that I think Yujiro called it nuance?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that was the word. I I didn't get what it meant initial at first, but I asked Ash about it, and he told me. So I don't do that.
Why?
But Because it's not the way of our people.
Your people
We
don't
speak
make,
plainly.
your people don't make children? They don't try
No, no,
to
no.
sweet talk someone they love? How do you think your mommy and daddy met? Was daddy very loyal? Mommy could have been disloyal. You don't even know.
I think you're taking this conversation someplace I didn't intend. I'm trying to say
You're very long-winded to me,
that
too. What do you want to know?
once you've dealt with Winston, what are your plans following that?
Whatever Balin wants.
So are you in her employ indefinitely or only for this one job?
Oh, how far my loyalty goes. Well, I guess you're going to have to take me at my word.
That's all we have to go with right now.
Yeah.
So the answer to the question?
Well, once I get Winston, I'll know more by then. I kind of play by, contract to contract.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your professionalism while you're under contract.
You're welcome. So how close are you with Balin?
She is my dearest friend.
Well, not bad for some wandering the people to get close and comfortable with the nobility.
I did not meet her under a pretense of being close to nobles. I don't care much for that, though I gladly and honorably serve them. They have created a wonderful home for my people who are no longer on the wander. So I think it's important to be of service and be of use. But my friendship with Balin is because we've grown up together and shared much.
We grew up together, even though she was with the noble house. You seem to
We're friends from long ago.
Long ago. Well, she was always noble. That doesn't change for people like that.
No, but sometimes people with means want friends who are there because they're friends, not because they have a house or money or stables or things like that.
It's fine. I know a little bit about Balin's association. I was just wondering how much you're entwined in it. That's all.
I'm entwined in nothing. She's my friend.
You're in the whole group with us.
I'm in the group with you, seeking my father and the protection of my village.
Do you know what you're hunting, by any chance?
I'm hunting the people who've brought danger to our doorstep, and to save my father.
Yeah, Amshala, you love titles and positions. You serve. You know who to adore and who to serve. But do you know your prey's titles and who they serve?
I am a hunter by nature and design. That is my singular purpose. And I am on the trail of something that I do not know all of. But every step closer, I gain more knowledge of the scent, more knowledge of the track, and discern its strengths and its weaknesses. With every encounter, I come closer to being less of the tracker, more of the hunter, and finally, the one who makes the kill.
Well, my dear friend, if I may so call you that, when you track this game, that position cannot get singular at any time. You will always be the hunter, and you will always be the prey. Because if you don't discern both of those, you're in danger of not coming back.
It is the risk whenever one is in the woods.
Not like that, my dear. You hunt a prey there, you know what it will do. You have it set. You have its tendencies down. You have its trail to quite follow. But it's the only prey you're looking for. The one we're looking for is not the only prey. We're about to go into a big spider web. There'll be other things that we're going to go into. So you better hope with the deer that you do trust me. You better hope that you understand Jean-Francois as well. And you understand Balin's full skill into this, because once we get there, there are times that you may just have to understand that there's more at stake than just one life. And there is danger coming all the time.
Then tell me of this danger. Teach me of it so I can be better prepared.
Do you know of the Dread Order?
I know not of this. I've heard it mentioned recently, but I don't know anything about them.
You are a tracker of the woods. Do you have ever played with spiders?
I'm aware of spiders. I have had to deal with them. There are a few poisonous ones in our woods, so I know how to be wary of them. I know how to avoid their nests.
Oh, so how does a spider get its prey?
Well, there are two kinds. There are the active hunters and the passive hunters. The passive hunters will lay webs generally in game trails, areas where people might or creatures its prey would pass, perhaps near a carcass. So as the insects fly to said carcass, they might fly into the webs, but they tend to do that at night under cover of darkness, so that in the daylight, when the insects and its prey species come by, they will then fall into that trap. Those are the ones that are easier to find. You know their tendencies, you know what they tend to do. You simply need to learn by individual spider species what types of webs or where they prefer to leave them. The more dangerous kind are the active hunters. Things like the wolf spiders, the jumping spiders, the ones that burrow into the ground and have false rocks that are camouflage and leap great distances. Those are the ones you have to be very careful of. They are the hardest to deal with because they are aggressive as well as stealthy. Aggression and stealth is something that is a combination in the woods that is very difficult to deal with. But again, if you know what kind of prey you're dealing with, you know when you are likely to become the hunter, or when you are still, you know when you are likely to become the prey versus when you are still the hunter.
Yes.
So my question to you is, with this Dread Order, what kind are we dealing with? And if they are both kind, what's the specific kind that we're looking for today?
No, my dear. What you're dealing with is like that, but that is just like sparring with a weapon. It is just the beginning of the lesson. That type of trick to learn them is amplified as if it was a network. You see them as an individual. You are still locked in that Winston is a little spider on a web that is running away that we're trying to track. But Winston is also a bit of a bait on another thread of web. So as we go in to get him, we must be careful that we don't fall into another web or find that wolf spider that is coming, seeking for that one that is weak and off on its own. Because they'll do things like infect that one and let it go back so it can put seeds of doubt and deceit and allow others to get in. That is the type of network that we're dealing with. It is not that easy of a prey, but the spider gives a good lesson, does it not?
It does. And I appreciate what you've told me.
Well, you're gonna
I
have to
guess
watch my back.
I will absolutely. I ask only one thing of you as we go through this endeavor. If at any point, whether it be in the heat of the battle or a conversation, simply find some way to identify to me when we deal with these Dread Order which of the two kinds they are, so I can use the correct tactic. And if you find that my tactics are insufficient, wait till another watch so we can improve my skill with these things.
Fear not. Jean-Francois will be more likely to wish me to be more discreet. My friend Mshale, I am also not discreet. Fire is easy to see and feel.
Well, if yours is the ways of magic, like the shamans of my people and the sorcerers I've heard of tale and legend, you will need someone to make sure you are covered and protected.
Thank you.
Well, I'll see to it that that's done.
She holds your hand and goes, I'm gonna like you a lot, I can see. And then she will let go and do whatever business of the watch remaining.
Okay.
You will also notice that it was a late night watch with her. She sees in the dark.
Okay.
All right.
By chance, by chance, did I pick up any cues that she might not be human or anything like that?
Ooh.
Because I did not specifically ask that question.
I will either let you
but
choose
I would have been
medicine or nature.
I'm going to go nature. And I'm not going to have a friggin' clue with a 6.
She just kind of got you nervous a little bit. That little touch on the hand and stuff, kind of, might have been that strong cinnamon perfume that she was wearing. All right, you will be getting close to Breckenvale. A few days of traveling out. Meanwhile, Lady Carowin, you have a couple of new house guards. One of them being Yajiro's brother. One a very older lady. And there seems to be some activity going on in the town, work. But what else would you like to do?
Nothing's been said to me, Jen. I only heard it because I happen to be sitting here. Would Ash have come to Carowin to tell her about the memorial that he wants to make?
Probably because I was hoping to talk to Ian about the possibility of it first, but then I definitely, you were on the list. Just one of those things that slipped my mind for now.
Okay. When do you think it would be completed?
I was thinking more of not a completed memorial, in that something that anyone, anyone who's ever whoever gives their life to protect the town would be added to it.
Ah.
That's why I wanted to talk to a bard. Was how do we do something that we can keep adding to anyone who sacrificed themselves in defense of the town, who sacrificed their life for protecting things. That's it'd be nice to have a memorial for people to look at and remember those that have been lost. That's not my thing. I'm not a storyteller. That's why I wanted Ian.
Okay. Okay. Brilliant. I love it. Okay. So
sorry, the intention wasn't to blindside you or deceive you.
No.
Just to have a more formed idea beforehand.
No. At some point, I need to address the town. I need to... And I felt that I needed to do it anyway, and Thulsa sort of reminded me, and I have been struggling, and I think I have a speech. But I need to address my parents going missing, and at least from the town's point of view, and what's gone on with the Powells, and then again the basilisk. So I was just thinking initially that maybe that would have been a good thing to coincide it with, but perhaps not.
You can address that we're going to create the memorial to remember those lost in the line of duty with defeating the basilisk, and any we would unfortunately lose in the future. Hopefully we don't, but we want to remember those who have sacrificed for this.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. So concluding that conversation, then yes, Carowin would be wanting with. She would probably grab Dennett and want to meet with. Is it Yoland and Yendelin? Endelin?
Mm-hmm.
How did you say it? Okay. Just to kind of get their. How do I put it? Their. See what kind of people they are. Get their flavor, so to speak. See where they're coming from. I mean, Yoland, she might actually know, right?
Yes.
In passing.
Yes.
And does she actually know Endelin?
You kind of probably saw her. You just didn't know who she was. She wasn't that important to you at the moment.
Okay.
So they're not. No one in the town really is unknown. The only one that are different were like Jean Francois and Magdalene. Like those people just stuck out because they were never in the town before. So that's the advantage of Welshire. It is small. You kind of know them. You may not really know them as well because you did leave for a bit, but also they're not in your hangout circle type of thing.
Right. Okay. So then, yeah, I would have organized like a meeting with those three. Excuse me. So that one, I could get their measure, and then two, the Dennett, myself, and those two could figure out requirements to get if not a couple more people, for in the keep as guards, but possibly even more to go and supplement the town guard or the militia when needed.
Dennett will basically say to you, milady, I think it's quite evident that there have been people that have been gravitating towards you. If you want the most personal house guard in the endeavors that you're about to go in, why not recruit them? Even the strange one with the squirrel. They don't have to wear armor and colorful garb to be your best protectors. That is more of an old way. And your way is a different one, my lady. That way they can go with you all the time. You're not leaving them in spots. They are the people that do seem to somehow or another care for you at the moment. Even the tailor.
What's he gonna do? I mean, really, he's wanting to sew me. He's gonna get me capes. I don't know.
He has a blade. I've heard what has been going on.
I mean, I have seen him in a fight.
Right.
He was there for the basilisk.
Those looking at any little militia here, I'm also at the house. I mean, we can slow grow some younger individuals as the town comes and take time to the practice. I understand you're hesitant with what treachery that has happened in the house that I also feel responsible for. But, like I said, it doesn't really need a whole lot of other duties to do. I mean, they need to be around you constantly. That's what the house guard are going to be asked of.
Maybe that's not such a bad idea. I will put it to them when I see them, when they're around, if you will.
Okay. Before you do that, Tyros, so you are going to head back to town. And with that, do you wish to find Ash or Thulsa?
Thulsa. So I'm here at the edge of town. I got this creepy girl behind me, and I'm going to go into town and find Thulsa.
Okay.
Let him know
It is
about
just
this
you and
creepy girl.
It is just you and Pistachio. So you'll go up and find him. He is with a couple of other guards. Let me see who they are. He is with two of the crossbowmen, Ronan and Eli. But you will go up. So Thulsa, the elf is the druid elf guy from the outskirts is back. He kind of looks roughed up.
Thulsa, I have some important information to talk to you about in private. Do you have a moment?
Of course. Talk to my office.
All right.
All right, you go into a building and go talk. To
So I went looking in the forest for an old friend who had been looking to get a message to me. That's beside the point. But I was attacked by goblins, saved by a inappropriately clean cut elven girl who has
Oh, the girl wasn't elven. She was in elven attire.
elven attire. Yeah, this girl in elven attire, very, very clean, very powerful, was able to prevent me from leaving. Held me to the ground with her spear that I was unable to move, and demanded I help her find someone here who has a strange circumstance surrounding their birth. Wanted to bring this to your attention and see if there's maybe something you could help me out with this. If we need to be on high alert, if you've heard of this person before.
Well, you've been rather specifically vague and detailed at the same time.
I've been told that many times.
Winner.
So you're attacked by goblins. That's in fact, I've been attacked by goblins recently, so that's seems to be not so unbelievable. But you were rescued by an inappropriately immaculate girl. And now she wants you to help her locate somebody with an unusual birth circumstance.
Exactly. And
Did she tell you who it is?
She could not give me any more information, and the impression I got from her was that she did not want to do good with this information.
Well, what unexpected birth circumstance are we looking for?
I have no idea. I was hoping maybe there might be someone around here who you knew of that was the case.
Well, no one comes to mind right at the moment that has had an unexpected birth circumstance, but I can't say that any birth circumstance is really expected. There are times when things are vague, and then there's now, which is really kind of beyond vague. So are you just supposed to point out anybody who's had an unexpected birth circumstance, and she's just going to do something with anybody you point out?
I have no idea. Maybe we can just ignore her and pretend I never met her.
Pistachio says chirp something.
Pistachio? What have you got?
You can do an advantage insight because you didn't have your spell up.
Squirt. Squirtle, squirt the squirt.
He looks like,
right. 16.
Yeah, he's pretty serious about something, that the girl is, something about the girl you can tell Pistachio wants to let Thulsa know about.
Pistachio is trying to tell me something. I'm not sure. This something about this girl. Let's see. Have I got spell slots? Can I get a little bit more information from him? Can I speak with animals once more?
Okay.
Pistachio, what have you got?
Pistachio will say that she was very dangerous. Dulce you should let him know that she's out there as the captain of the guard.
All right. that sort of is the other reason is she did seem incredibly powerful and dangerous. So as the captain's guard, I wanted to make sure that you knew to be on alert, for your men to be on alert.
And she's outside the town.
She's right outside town.
And her name's Diana.
Well,
Oh yeah, and her name Diana.
It's a good thing the squirrel's smart.
Yeah, the squirrel keeps track of things. He's my Jiminy Cricket.
NPCs.
I can honestly say, although I don't have much experience with it, but I can honestly say that ignoring a woman is never an advantageous plan. However, she being dangerous, that's also true of most women. I doubt that we should ignore her and should formulate some kind of plan, but perhaps I should just go meet with her. You did say you did not get a feeling that she is going to do something good with this information, but do you feel she's a threat?
I feel she may be a threat. I think that we should go prepared to defend ourselves. Maybe with backup.
Well, I hate to go face threats all by my lonesome, so certainly we should get some backup. But I'm still unsure as to how you plan to accomplish her stated goal without any kind of information. So
I don't know that we should help her. I felt that
I don't expect that we should or shouldn't help her, but if she sent you into town to find somebody with an unexpected birth circumstance and gave you no information about what that unexpected circumstance could or would be, that really doesn't let you do anything for her, does it?
No, we need more information.
Pistachio will remind you. Don't forget, she basically said that if you don't do it, she's gonna get you.
That's true too. She did threaten me because she saved my life and made me feel like I owed her this.
Do you feel like you owe her it?
She did. Save
I
your
worry
life.
that
She saved your life with a bottle.
yeah, she did save my life, but I worry about what she would do if I don't oblige her
You fell
request.
out of a tree. You were shot a lot.
Pistachio, take it easy. He doesn't need to hear the whole story.
He doesn't understand me. You're the only one who knows what I'm talking about.
It was a tree, also. May have fallen out of it.
Yeah, she told
It's
you not
beside
to
the
climb the
point.
tree, so she did give you some advice. And she was helping me. You were dead. You were dying. Like this.
That's also true.
If you say so.
You think you're crazy? I can insight that.
I like how meta Pistachio is. Pistachio straight up knows D&D rules.
He does.
Oh man. Well, what do you say? Would you help me go confront her?
No. How much time did she give you?
She didn't say.
Great. Take all the time you need then.
It's a good
In fact,
point.
Take too much time. Double it. Triple it.
Parkinson's law.
Put as little effort into it as you can without pissing her off.
Probably not the greatest idea.
I didn't say it was a great idea, but it is an idea to give you time to figure out what you need to do.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to start wandering around town and looking out for some individuals who look like they may have been born weird.
Yeah, me too.
I can get you a list on that one, but that's not necessarily going to give you unexpected birth circumstances.
Hmm.
All right. Pistachio goes out a window. He's apparently on a trail.
Hmm.
Or getting
If
behind.
we should,
All right.
if we should confront her, perhaps we should just at least get a little bit more information on what she's looking for.
That's what I mean. I think we should go ask her, see if we can get some more information. But I don't want to go alone.
Did she
Not
tell
after
you?
last time.
Did she tell you to come back with friends?
She just told me to come back to her.
But she didn't say come alone.
No.
Okay. Then I suppose we can put together a posse and we can go out and meet her.
All right then. It's my posse putting together motion.
I'm laughing at the squirrel meme. Sorry. I could just see Pistachio getting that animated. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
you're going to
exactly
get people together, Thulsa?
I suppose we should.
Okay. What type of people are you getting? Or who are you getting?
Well, I'd normally grab him Chalet, but he ain't around. And
Nope.
and Yajira's been doing that odd wiggly finger stuff that I'm not really trustful of yet.
I think that makes me perfect to bring along.
You got to ring it in
So,
with
I
your
mean-
brother.
Like my best friend Ash, he's a good guy to always have watching your back.
He's very perceptive. Fucker.
I don't even have to try.
All right, who are you grabbing? So it's you, Tyros, and who's going with you? You're rounding up. You'll be able to find him in town enough to pull him. Ash, yes.
And well, Ash, I'd go to and ask if he'd come along.
Okay.
And then, I had Ronan and Eli with me, so I guess we'll bring them along too.
Okay, so two crossbowmen.
Yeah.
All right, Ash, you're
Because
you're walking out with him.
Goblins are now
So,
out in the woods, so we gotta go out a little
Before
bit.
we walk out of town, explain to me what we're doing again.
So I was rescued by this woman, this child. I'm not convinced she's a child at this point. Her external appearance didn't necessarily align with the rest of her person. Rescued me and then demanded that because she saved my life, I get her information on a person here in town, but gave me very little information as to who this person was that I was looking for. So we need to go back, find out more information from her. But she's scary, and I don't think I should go alone.
That's fair. Does he look like he's still beat up and injured?
He looks like he's been in a scruff, but he doesn't
I'm
look.
rough.
He doesn't look injured.
He doesn't
Like
need
he's had
healing.
time to heal. Yeah, he was healed out when he was out there. He rested.
All right.
So
Okay.
So Tyros
I will-
has kind of said that she feels threatening. So I'm hoping we can just kind of engage her in conversation a little bit, find out a little bit more about her intentions and who exactly she's looking for.
Absolutely.
I
will
prefer not
protect
to
anyone.
start a fight if we don't have to, especially if it's going to hurt a girl. But
Fighting is always the last resort.
Okay. When you're walking out of the field, Ash, you with your passive, she is up in a 20-foot tree, looking down, and you could definitely tell it is a younger girl. Give me a medicine roll, please.
Looks like it's gonna be 15.
With the visage, she's human looking, and you're pretty much guessing she's between 13 to 15 years old.
Okay.
But she is armed with a very long spear and elven type of armor.
I'll walk without looking directly up to the tree. not carrying a weapon. I'm holding my shield because that gives me my stuff. I'll walk towards the tree to a point where she could come down easily and say, "Why don't you come on down and talk to us?" without even looking up the tree.
As you're getting towards the about to enter the woods, all of a sudden you see her like shimmer. There's like a orange, yellow, clear glow around her, and the next thing you know, she's down now, standing on the field in front of you, about 20 feet away.
Did she misty step?
Arcana check.
Dirty 20.
She did.
Did I see her use any verbal somatic material components?
She seemed to have spoken something, but she doesn't. What you look at, she is definitely a fighter type. So it must have been, unless she's some type of eldritch knight.
So she said something that would be wizardly, basically. Her statement.
The part of the spell is still the spell. You're not really sure where it came from, but she definitely seemed to have done it.
All right, but it's also a arcane spell versus a general religious one. So okay.
Give me a. What are you proficient in Arcana?
I am.
Okay. Are you proficient in history?
I am.
Are you proficient in nature?
No, I'm lacking there.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
21.
Okay. Thulsa or Ash, do either one of you speak Elvish?
I do not.
I do.
I believe I do off the top of my head, but let me just double check.
I know you do, Tears.
No, I went for the more odd languages, being a kind of a worldly.
But you guys are student. This young girl is in what appears to be runic, detailed, elvish type of armor, and it is embellished as if it were, in your best religious guess, would be to Ra.
Ra? Okay. So she looks to be some kind of arcane fighter dedicated to Ra.
Yes.
Okay. I do have Draconic if she's got any actual magical runes or anything on that.
The runes appeared from your understanding are all in Elvish.
Okay. So I can't read. Okay. So
And she looks to Tyros and go, "Is this are these the two?"
She's speaking Elvish.
Nope. Human. Common.
So these are some of my friends I brought with me. I'm hoping they can help me find out who you're looking for. Since I'm relatively new to the area, I don't really know too many people in town. Maybe you could give us some more information as to who you're looking for, and maybe my friends can help us out.
I've grown up in the town my whole life. We understand you're looking for someone here.
Yes. I guess I'll have to
What
take
can we help you with?
waverings. Someone who has a very mysterious birth.
Mysterious in what way?
Strange in how they were conceived.
Strange in how they were conceived?
Yes.
Okay.
That is all I know. It is very...
I hate to say it, but folks don't really go around talking about that kind of thing around here.
Well, I need to know. It's important.
Can we get some more information about you before we just decide to outright trust you with anything we might know?
I saved your friend's life.
That was very noble of you, but it seems to have gotten you a means to an end. You're now with a face-to-face meeting with people who have lived here their whole lives, where he's lived in the woods. You did him a great favor. We appreciate that.
Well, good. My name is Diana.
Nice to meet you, Diana. I'm Ash.
Well met, Ash.
Your armor seems to be dedicated to Ra. I'm not completely sure.
Oh, no. I don't know who
No?
Ra is.
Okay. Ra is the god of the sun, uh, fights undead, healing.
Oh. Oh, he has a different name for me. Apollo.
What is the name he has for you?
Apollo.
Okay. Gods go by different names in different realms. They all have the same pantheons.
I suppose.
I'm dedicated to Cross, god of protection.
I've never heard of him.
God of protection.
Oh. Like a warrior?
Dedicated to protecting things.
I don't know a god like that.
Okay. Well, there are different gods in different places. Are you from? Where are you from?
From elsewhere.
Okay.
I am from the courts.
Arcana to know if I understand that she's talking about the Fey courts.
I'll let you roll. Now you guessed it on your kind of part, but I don't know if Ash would know. That's why I kind of put a lot of those asked questions earlier. But
13.
you've not really heard much about Fae.
No, I didn't think I would, in all honest, but I happen to know.
You happen to know, but Ash
okay.
does not.
Which courts, or does it matter? I mean, we're pressing and not giving you anything in return.
Yeah, I would like something in return.
Oh, okay. But you've got a very, very vague request.
And you've done all the
Can we
question
ask?
asking and give him, like you said, nothing.
Very true. But I have nothing to give you to help you right now because I don't know where to take us down this path. Would you like to come to town?
No. This is dangerous. That person is in danger.
Okay. So someone whose
It is a man.
conception is a man. Okay.
A boy. What I was told is something with the darkness, the mist, this smoky area thing.
The mist. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You don't know about the mists?
No.
Oh, you are definitely not.
I know of a
here, then.
veil to my place, but there is no mist.
Okay. So you're looking for someone whose parentage is not normal? Like half elven, half orc?
It is a hard
That
trail.
kind of
If the
material?
trail was easy, the man would be found by others.
Understood. So the man is hidden?
He is unknown to himself, and I believe to the world. But my queen says it is important that I find him. She says it's family.
Okay. Who's your queen?
Who's yours?
I don't actually serve a queen.
How do you not serve?
I'm
a queen?
dedicated to a god.
Oh, gods.
I'm dedicated to the service of a god.
You're a high priest.
I am a priest. I am not a high priest.
Well, I wish to speak to a high priest.
Will you come to town and speak to the other priests in the church? There are only 4 of us.
Must I?
No. I'll tell you what. We'll bring them out here to you if that makes you feel more comfortable.
I want to know I will get answers. This one has not helped me with much of secrecy or low profile. I do not want people to know I'm here. It is dangerous.
Okay. Dangerous for you or for the man you're looking for?
Both.
Or both? Do you mean this man any harm, or do you seek to protect him?
No, he is family. And I was told to give him for the
insight on
queen.
that.
Roll.
Insight, Ben.
Roll it.
22.
You pretty much feel genuine that she's pretty much intent on finding and helping this person. She's very relaxed. You have seen warriors in combat. Maybe Thulsa's picking up on this as well. She's too calm. She's outnumbered. You guys, and she obviously assumes that you guys are of skill. And this is like I said, 13 to 15-year-old young girl. She should be super nervous. Like you have a military physical combat technique edge on her, by all counts, and she's got a huge bravado. Like her ego is uncharted. Like
All right,
she feels
so-
like you get a feeling from that insight that she's in control of the situation, not you.
Okay. So here's what I will do. You're looking for someone whose birth is tied to the mists?
Yes.
My birth is tied to the mists.
How so?
My mother was transported through the mists to here, and I was born here.
Then you must come with me.
I can't leave my charge of the town.
You don't have a choice.
There's always a choice, and I've made an oath to my deity that I would protect the people of Welshire.
I also serve the Queen, and no one defies the Queen.
I serve no queen.
I do.
That's understandable. Perhaps we can come to a more reasonable understanding of this, other than just me randomly going with you because I might happen to be the person you're looking for. I might not be the person you're looking for either.
It's true, but the Queen will know.
Can the queen know without people leaving the town?
She will not come to this place. It is also too dangerous for her.
How do we know? Thulsa, you're quiet.
Oh, I'm just listening. I didn't think it'd be this easy to find somebody with a mysterious birth circumstance, but at this point, you got falling out of the woodwork.
I mean, I've only lived here my whole life, so most people forget about it.
I've known you our whole life, and I'm not sure I even knew about it.
Maybe if you paid attention during character, introductions early on, you'd remember. But that's kind of the point. I've been in town all my life, so. I don't know. What do you think? Tulsa.
Well, apparently I forgot to mention the specific details of the stall for time plan. So, if you do have a mysterious circumstance of your birth and you are the person you're looking for, then obviously she feels that she's charged to return such a person as yourself to her queen. Granted, we don't serve a queen; we have a council of nobles that rule Greyheim. So, but I mean, they're similar to king and queens in the sense that they have the power and authority to command their vassals, and we are their vassals. So, so perhaps we need to kind of do some kind of political arrangement here, queen to ruling nobles.
Yes. What he said. Are you from Greyheim? I know this place.
Well, our town of Welshire is beholden to Greyheim, is the leadership and ruler of our total area.
I see. Then you are beholden to me, Ash. Yes?
No, we didn't say that.
How are you related to the royalty of Greyheim?
My father, he has stake to it.
Your father has stake to who is your father?
I'm not telling you who he is. He's dangerous.
Well,
he's on a noble quest.
I have a lot of respect for noble quests. I was hooked on all the stories of when I was a kid, and I can't lie to you that this is intriguing, very, very intriguing.
I will tell you
We're,
who I am. I am Diana Greystoke. I am,
Greystoke?
yes, Greystoke. I am the Knight of the Summer Court. I serve the Queen Titania. You will come with me, and we will figure out if you are the one.
Well, that was an unexpected detail.
What do I need to roll to understand any of what she just said?
Insight.
Titania might.
Roll insight.
Well, no, I was talking about. Oh, fine.
There is
I
nothing
got a
else.
good roll on that, so. I'm hot with this computer dice. 23.
She absolutely believes that she is who she is stating that is who she is. And you know that is pretty unprecedented of this time.
Yeah, there are no Greystoke.
Correct. But this young girl is either delusional, or you've known tales of deceit with such demonic entities, or
Yeah, we don't give paladins to succubus.
right, or she is actually who she is. She's one of the three.
Look, everything I'm understanding from what she's saying feels right. You know, do we have to leave right now? Can I go back to town and speak to a few people?
I will give you one night, but you will come with me come the morning, or like the rising of the sun, you will feel the heat of my intention to bring you back to my queen.
Yeah, that's a raw thing to say.
Yeah,
I do not know who
that's
this
raw.
woman is, but I do know.
All right,
I do know the intensity of the Summer Queen. And with that,
all right.
she says a word again that you now heard. You do know it's Elvish in a part, and she just disappears from view. Another misty step on the back.
Did I catch what she said in Elvish?
She just said something like Fedor.
She cast.
She cast some type of spell, which he knows is Misty Step.
So, Thulsa, what was that? Am I stupid to say I'm torn that I really want to go?
Stupid? Nah, I'd be kind of curious myself. The
All
stupid part was admitting that you had an unexpected birth circumstance to the woman that we didn't know what she wanted to know about an unexpected birth circumstance.
I didn't know anything about the
stupid
mix
part of
or
it.
anything, so I don't know. Look, I deal in the truth and facts and stuff, not deceiving people. It's not my thing.
I wasn't asking you to, Steven. I just asked you to shut the hell up so we could figure out what you wanted.
Maybe if you were talking at some point, it would have helped. Oh.
You're on a roll.
At this point, we're turning around and walking back towards town.
Yeah.
Where I am.
Okay.
So
I'm actually. Yeah. What?
I was just going to say, do you have any other unexpected birth circumstances that you know about anywhere in town, and just in case there's more?
Ben, do we know of anybody that has a mysterious background?
Well, the Powells are pretty shady.
But they're not in town.
They're not in town. None of the Foxes. No one in the service of the guard that you know of.
I don't feel like their birth circumstances were mysterious. I feel more like it was a paid for circumstance.
There's something really strange about the Weaver, but she's not a man.
It's true. She did say a man.
You don't know about Frackle, who occupies the lone wolf there. He's a dwarf. He could have had something happen to him a while ago. And Guawis, the halfling, who also drinks there a lot. You can't trust halflings. That's what they say.
Well, the first thing
Oh,
I'm
and
gonna do.
Yujiro, and you know Jiro's has wiggly fingers. That's another thing.
Yeah, would Yujiro? Yeah, I don't know about Yujiro. Yujiro gives me the willies. Yujiro knows it.
So it could be the two of them.
All right, so the first place I want to go is home.
Okay.
Find my mother, find my stepfather and stepbrother, and tell them this story and say, "Is this crazy?"
Sounds crazy, but I did escape a long time ago. But it was just so odd. It was the danger. It was just a time, and things were different. I mean, I didn't know a lot back then. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I don't understand where this young girl would come from.
I don't either.
But they do say in tales, the elves know a lot about protecting the land. They were long guardians of Alanis.
She's not an elf, but she's got elven gear.
Well, there's something to that.
She spoke elven, it sounded. All right. Yeah, I don't know. So then I'll go to the church and tell them what happened, and ask them what they think.
Rate everything and rate straight honestly.
Yeah. No, I'm telling the truth. I got nothing to hide. I mean, we're talking about a priest of Thoth, Cross, and I believe Ra.
Yeah, Michelle is Thoth, right? Who are the other two?
Thoth. There's an elder priest of Cross, and Pennant is a priest of Ra. Yep.
Wait, let me just pull them up real quick. We'll start with Michelle, and Michelle will say, "So what are you saying? You're going to just go off right now? That's not happening."
I know, but she's threatening the town.
Well, then fight. I mean, you fought one Black Zodiac thing. Maybe she's another thing. Did you think of that?
I did not. That is an excellent point. I'm glad you thought of that one.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I know knowledge.
Good call. Yeah.
And you men are always just eager to go run off to do whatever, especially when there's a young little girl or something.
Look, she's too young for me, okay?
Well, not just
She's too
that.
little.
It's just like damsel in distress. You guys all think you're like, oh, important and protecting us. Blah, blah. Just saying.
Right. You're not wrong. Not wrong even a little bit.
Not often wrong. You know that.
No, I know. Well thought of. Okay. That's very important. She could be the War Maiden.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Did
By her
you
description.
check with Yujiro? Did it say that everything was going to come the order 1, 2, 3, 4, or does he know how they're coming?
I don't know.
He didn't
I
tell me
probably
how
ought to
that was
ask
going.
him. Yeah, I will ask him next.
Okay. Well, good luck, and don't go.
Thank you.
I forbade you.
Oh, fair enough. Since you said it can't be done, it won't be. And that's not. I'm not joking. I appreciate the insight and I appreciate the honesty. Things I had not thought of. Where would Yujiro be at this point?
I'm likely still in the estate because I've moved my tailoring stuff into the estate.
I hit that earlier, but you. So I'd go look for him.
He's in there with his brother.
And,
And you over here as you're walking, dragons. Put dragons detail across the whole scarp. I'm going to be the dragon guard.
all right. I'm gonna ask him if he could ask Lady Carowin if she would come join us for a moment.
Are you summoning her?
I'm not summoning her. I'm asking one of her house guard if she is free and has a moment, if she could join us while I... Actually, no. Ask her if she has a moment for us to join her.
Okay. Yojin will show up, Lady Carowin, and go, "Milady,
Yes.
I am your house guard, Yojin."
Yes.
Who's Yojin?
Is it not Yojin or Johin?
Yolan?
Yolan. There are many NPCs at the moment.
He's playing many characters. Give him some slack.
Your presence is needed.
No, I was specific. Ask if she had a minute.
I know. These are NPCs, and you know how they work.
I do. That's why I was specific.
And you know how messages work in Alanis.
Oh, I know.
What? So he said what exactly? Your presence is what?
Needed. He's pausing a lot.
Is something? Are we being attacked?
No. The priest wants you.
The Ash? Are my parents all right?
I don't know.
And she rushes out. She doesn't even know where she's going. She goes to her parents' room.
End of the hall, milady. The end of the hall. Damn it.
She's.
All right, you luckily find your way to where those two are in the room. Kind of confused.
I think we heard the shouting and understand that something was misinterpreted along the way. When you walk in, I was like, I asked if you had a moment, not for you to be summoned. I'm sorry. Just so you know.
Okay, but without a little bit more context, even if just give me some warning. Okay, moving on.
I asked.
Yes, Ash.
I'm sorry. Miscommunication. Yujiro, I'm going to need your input at the end of this as well, but I want to tell Lady Carowin of a potential threat to the town, and I will relay the story without leaving anything out. And then at the end of it, I will ask Yujiro, what are the odds that she is one of the Black Zodiac?
Well,
do you and your lady, who you have fealty to, know anything of the Summer Court and Tatunia and such things?
Well, I've never heard of this, but I can't see anything wrong with asking.
Your brother goes, "Me and Yujiro can take her."
So, my goddess says that you should tell her to go away. And she clearly states that this is not her playground.
Whose playground?
That of the little girl that you spoke of. Who I take it is not a little girl.
I would assume from her demeanor and posture that if she's unnaturally old.
No, you are very, very, very sure that she is a 13-year-old, 13 to 15-year-old girl.
Okay, well, I won't say unnaturally old. There is something unnatural about her then.
Yes, that is correct. But her age and being human is right where that would be.
So your lady, your patron is just saying, ignore her and tell her to go away.
telling me to tell her to go away. We won't have any part in her games.
Yujiro,
Yes.
when was the last time you checked on the circle?
Generally check it every morning, milady.
And there was no change this morning?
No.
How many, and what time of day is it now, Ben?
I'm gonna say 3 o'clock night. Afternoon.
Based on what you described, the conversation that you had with this person was, Ash,
Yeah.
it does not lead me to believe at all that she is one of the Zodiacs. She's something else, and you said she has links to the Fake Court, which is equally dangerous.
I didn't say anything about the Fake Court because I wouldn't have known those words.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
Got
Ash
it. All right.
I would have said Summer Court,
Scratch that.
Tatiana, courts, other realms, danced around it.
Yeah.
So you would have said Summer Court?
I would have said Summer Court. She mentioned Summer Court at one point.
But you also
Okay.
Yujiro does also not know this. Like the Fae
Right.
are not known here,
Right.
really well at all. Only the very astute could find that out.
But I would have asked the Raven Queen, what the hell is he talking about?
Okay, I'm gonna give you some information.
And obviously, Lady Carolyn, I want your input here.
Well, it's been a while since Yujaro went down and looked at the circle. I will be right back. And she's going to go downstairs and look. Specifically, she wants to look in the rune that was pointed out to her that is the War Maiden and see if there's blood in it now.
There is not.
Is there any blood in any of the runes except for the basilisk?
Just the basilisk is filled. Nothing has actually changed.
Okay. Okay, so she goes back upstairs and she has a confused and concerned look on her face.
So, Ash,
Yeah.
you mentioned the Summer Court, and I was confused by this. So, I did ask the Raven Queen what it was that you were talking about. And she let me know that any creatures that would have to do with the Summer Court are, well, in her own words, meddling spirits of the season, and quite dangerous.
Okay.
I don't really think we want anything to do with her in our town.
Oh, we have something to do with her one way or the other. She's going to take action.
Should we fight her
She was
then?
coming here. She's definitely some kind of fighter with arcane knowledge. She has the posture of a seasoned warrior. And arcane magic to back her up.
And she's looking for a person to bring back to the summer court?
Yes. Who has strange birth circumstances.
Hmm.
As Ben types the Raven Queen into your ear.
Alright, so yes, it would seem like fighting her would be a mistake. And likely lead to the ruin of our town.
Huh.
Is there any way that we can use her?
Yolan goes, brother, you said she was a little girl. He said she was a little girl. Surely we can take a little girl.
So,
Oh, no.
brother,
No.
she looks like a little girl, but she's not. The way that she was raised makes her ages beyond the years that she looks. We would unfortunately fail if we attempted to fight her.
He looks at to you, Carolyn. Lady, do you believe that?
I don't know what to believe at this point. I I don't want to bring any more ruin to this town. At least not any that's not already on the schedule. Thank you.
She didn't make an appointment.
But I mean, what did so you have unusual so does what did your mom your mother say? Was she like what was she fleeing from when she was pregnant with you?
She never really said. An attack? Danger?
Do you know who your father is?
No. I was raised by my stepfather, who I consider my father, so I don't want to besmirch his name, obviously.
I can I can empathize. I can sympathize with that. What if the answer to what this person is after and what your mother was fleeing both lead back to your biological father?
It's not a. I don't know. It would all depend on who he was.
I'm gonna walk up to Ash and put my hand on his shoulder.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, Yujiro.
I didn't do anything. It's not me.
21.
So the answer while Ben's typing is, it would all depend on who he is. I mean, what are the odds that this is happening coincidentally at this exact same time? She doesn't know about the mist. She's definitely from away.
What was your saving throw, Zero?
21.
Okay, you get a bit of a headache, then that message, and then you feel like you're not connected anymore.
Hmm. Like Ash did something?
No. You know it was whatever your Raven Queen did to figure something out. Like she used you, and then you feel something came back at her. And that's when you think she's made. Give me, just give me an insight check, I guess.
Do I feel anything when he touches
Nope.
me at all?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
17.
Yeah, you feel like it is like a severance, like when she's not with you, like her attention is somewhere else. It's just like kind of like that. You feel you've had backlash pain psychically and stuff like that before. It's like that. So, and give me a history check, I guess, at this point.
18.
Okay, you guys are about to get a lesson in life. So, as you start thinking about it and you go back to some of your quick studies, there is this tale that you do know of the so-called Dark Lady that you've sort of kind of known about. That you know that there is a face to her that has been always trying to change her. The reason why they have been changed her is because she was known to the very darkest of circles that she is the cause and the creation of the world that we all live in. So, when that happened, it is said in tales that she had a great mentor that tutored her in the ways of magic. But she intended on trying to impress somebody else, a noble warrior paladin type of individual. And she was spurned. So she tried to continue to grow in power against her mentor's teachings and wishes, and betrayed her mentor to impress upon. But that power apparently was dark, very dark, and it ended up in the massacre of this so-called desires that she had. When that happened, she no longer was part of the world that she was supposedly from, and no one knows exactly what that time and world was. But it made this world, which has been shaping and changing. There have been many tales now that you think about it, from you were told in Morheim that it morphs. Not every location is where it's supposed to be. Some names change. Some things are not always the way they were 20 years ago, sometimes 300 years ago. But the one thing is relevant, that this woman has always been some sort of goddess. There are others that she allows to worship in and out of this place, but the mist has always been a force of magic and power that is relevant to her. They say it is her domain. And because of her domain, it isn't without its own cost. And that cost seems to be something that you've known of the Shadowfell. Something that the Raven Queen does know of as you've gotten closer to knowing about her. And it seems to be why the Raven Queen has had some type of affiliation or affection towards this domain ruler, this goddess that has been so named. But in that type of life or time being of time frame that this world has been going on, there have been individuals that seem to have risen among the common people, heroes, great heroes, people who spur and rule men and lead them into great feats of heroism and battle and change sometimes people's fortune. They have had other names. The longest ago was Earthheart. The newest is Greystoke. And that name is linked to basically her in terms of her torture. There is some fascination that encompasses something with the goddess that no person knows. But it is something that is very real, and it has changed the land several times in emphasis of anyone of that bloodline. But as far as you know, in the last 120, 150 years, there have been no Greystokes or no Earthhearts. And that is something that you kind of all come to relevance of possibly what is being stated here. And if what you know would mean one of the worst things in any place location could call for. You thought the Black Zodiac was bad? Having someone with this lineage in your town is a death wish.
Perfect. That's exactly what my character looks for.
I'm just telling you common lore. You'd be like, oh boy, I picked the right town. So go for it, Jimmy. And with that, I'm going to have all that pieced into that. We are going to call it for tonight. So thank you very much. And we will try, I think, the 18th.
That should work for me.
The 18th of June?
Yes.
That is Father's Day.
You want
Is 18th? Or
Ben?
11th?
You want to do both games on one day again?
No, let's do the 11th. The 11th looks better.
We're gonna be busy that weekend. If you guys
Let's do the 18th then. That's fine. Double up on the other one. That's fine. Yeah, 18th. That's Father's Day. Don't worry. Like I just told my last session I left. This is my day. I'm gonna do what I want. My kids aren't gonna take me out anyways. They got no money and they're young and no jobs, so I'm good.
Oh.
So we will be on Father's Day for the old ways of Spero.
All right, I gotta run. I will see you guys.
Yes.
Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Thank
Adios.
you. Thank you for posting that,
Good
Jeremy.
times. Thanks, Ben.